Just started. Hey.
Hello. Perfect.
Yep.
Let's see here.
It's gonna be you and me. I don't think any of the other posse can make it tonight. So.
Okay. Well, that's okay. We will slog through this.
Yeah, I think we'll be good.
Yep.
Let me see here.
We stay out of trouble.
I'm gonna try.
Exactly. We will try.
Yeah. Because someone on Twitter, when I posted the thing
for tonight.
Yeah, they're like evolution. You mean or you mean retcon? I'm like, no.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, I saw that come. Someone. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Someone we know. So yeah, I saw that. Yep.
Yeah. It's like I said, no. We need to honor the. Hey, Coco, Chris, what's up? Busy week this week.
Yep.
Be a fun time. This is gonna be a great discussion, I think. We're doing good. Okay, thank you. All right. Rain. Uh-oh. Where's it raining? We're supposed to get thunderstorms again, but not till like midnight tonight. Like Central PA is getting hammered now. Houston, okay, well, that explains it. Let me just set this up now. Remember. I got some big news too. Well, it's big. Well, it is big. Yeah. It's a big deal. All right, that's not supposed to be there. We're going just world builders.
Back in 2001, when we first began working with Gary Gygax, he pitched this wonderful series of books to us. He called them the Gygaxian Fantasy Worlds, and what he envisioned was this encyclopedic set of books for role players, writers, game designers, the whole lot of us that we could use in making our games, creating our adventures, writing stuff.
So the other ad for Troller Games, every time I use it, and there was really no end to what YouTube, and I got to mute that whole time.
We eventually
must be the background music.
Crew, the world.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So 7 volumes in total. We had another 3 that were ready to go to print. Another 3 or 4 after that we were working on. So the series was really open-ended. We are bringing these back. That's what
sound
this
okay out there?
is. We've got 7 books online ready to be printed. We've got another 3 right after that we want to get it minimally out as we were working on them at the time. Those will be out definitely in PDF, depending on how well the Kickstarter does, and maybe even more than that. Once we kind of push beyond the necessary stretch goals and all that mess. But welcome to the what we're calling the Gary Gygax World Building Archives, and please give us your support. Share it around if you can. Pledge if you can. Whatever you need to do, whatever you can do for us and the memory of Gary Gygax, we very much appreciate it.
Trollord Games, join the fray.
All right, let me hit. Oh boy. Alrighty. Start rolling through some of this. Coco, I hope that answers your question. I put it in Discord. So, Anna, 3 of my 4 guys are on vacation, so I'm just doing I'm doing a nuclear meat game tomorrow. With just Bill playing with them. So
that's good. You adapt to the circumstances.
Yeah.
Yep.
Heather Hex is happy because she's like, I don't have to get up at 7 o'clock in the morning. So Coco, there's some minor bad news when it comes to that. With with Heather Cobra, she said, "I'm definitely killing Maram tomorrow night." So she's threatened. The character's threatened multiple times. So I guess we'll see. Guess we'll see if that character follows through. Maybe Maram will end up killing himself because he's gotten awfully close the last couple of adventures, doing the self-sacrificing thing. Hey, Naz! Awesome. Getting close to 70. I know the inner circle of friends are just hitting 70 months now, and so. But like I said, I got a really big announcement. I think it's awesome. Something I was like, wow, that is cool. Alright, tonight, the retcon of the Greyhawk map. Just kidding, Anna.
No, and you can say it that. That's part of it, yeah.
I thought that was funny.
Oh yeah, that's definitely one way of looking at it, so to speak. And we need to discuss a little bit of that. And this will be a lot of speculation because we because we will get more information in a few weeks. So yeah.
Yes, we'll get a lot more detailed when Mike Schlee's here.
Yeah, so I think it's
14th.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's good that we look back and see where we come from before we have Mike Schlee on and talk about the latest version of the map, so to speak. So now we can speculate and analyze a little bit, and then as a kind of precursor for Mike. But we need to go back and see how we got here. So
that's exactly
to this
what we're
mess.
gonna do tonight.
Yeah.
Because I got, you got some pre-Darlene maps. I got at least one pre-Darlene
Oh yeah,
map.
and there's several other maps besides Darlene and so on. There's been other versions here and there, and it's kind of interesting to look at what TSR. So we will primarily look at the official maps today, so to speak. Not my map, but we can refer to my map too, because that will be something that because there is some interesting correlations, at least with the latest map. That is kind of cool. So I need to mention that so I can be a bit proud. Yeah.
This is 252. Legends.
Okay, need to start planning for 300.
Oh man, we did. The 300th.
That would be next
Gavin
spring.
was Rob Kuntz.
Yeah. So now we need to come up with something cool for Legends and Lore 300. So.
Well, that's 48 times away. That's still a
year
meaning
away. It's next. There will be beginning next year, like March, next spring or something like that. I think.
How is everyone doing tonight? Let me fix Anna here because I was already live when she came on here. Hopefully everyone's doing well. Wednesday night, kicking off another week here. We got 4 streams this week. So we got Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. Saturday is a morning one with ever mysterious Tim DMing. But that's not the big news. Oh wow, we got 30 people already. I'll share this now, okay? I'll share it at the end too, because as Josh would say, it's all about me. I'm just saying, that's funny. All right, so Twitch has actually done some good things. And it has to do with this, which I've been promoting. I'm going to promote a lot. I'm also going to promote Virtual GrowCon 5 a lot this week because signups actually open up for that, believe it or not. Yeah, well, yeah, that's true, Coco. I was gone too long. All right, so this Hateful Wars scenario is starting Friday night, July 12th. I got Ed confirmed. That first game is going to be a doozy with it's a crazy cast. So Twitch added a new partner Discord, which I joined with some other people that I know. A lot of other, the big partners aren't on there. The small, mid-sized partners are all on there, and they have this thing now where you can submit requests for actually going on the front page, as a highlight. So I'm like, oh my god, I got this event coming up. I'm gonna do it. I mean, come on,
Mhm.
what's the worst thing they can do? They say no and all, and
Yeah, then
so
you're back to normal, so to speak. So,
right, and here we go. Congratulations, you've been selected for promotion on 7/24, 7/12/24. What we start. So Friday, we're going to be on the front page
wow,
for that event.
awesome.
Yes, isn't that awesome? So
Yeah.
that's a first. They'll be
See, you made it
highlighted
big
for,
times now.
yeah,
Yep.
that'll be, well, the whole community. And we'll have Ed on and all Coco and Bird and Darling and Myriad and Bones and Tim. It's going to be a crazy first stream, but I'm going to start a little bit earlier than 9 o'clock now. Not the game, but having the talk beforehand, as
Yeah.
well to take it. So isn't that great? Thanks, Courtney. Yeah, it's gonna be a wonderful, wonderful. I'll see how long that goes. I don't know if it'll go into Saturday, but I don't care. That highlights that first thing, and the momentum will carry us through. So, yep. So we are selected for. And I know Mary Majora got it as well for the same day, and she does a variety retro streamer who I follow on Twitter, and we're both like thanking each other and congratulating each other. So here's a Darlene map. I just want to throw that out there, and we'll talk about some more of that later on. Classic D&D reprint giveaway today. Print goes ever on, and Titan Dice now tomorrow night because it's an all-star game. And then Tim's game Saturday, probably have some Troller game gift certificates, and then Sunday we're back to Gavin. So Mike Schlei's coming on Sunday, the 14th of July, which is the day after the 24-hour stream. So hopefully I'm not a mental midget that night. But yeah, but we need to have this discussion, and that you and I on how the Greyhawk map evolved.
Yeah, because because there will be, of course, when we have Mike Schley, we have a chance to talk about the new map and the design considerations and thoughts behind it as much as he can share, so to speak. But hopefully we can get some insights and stuff in that. Now I think it's time to lead up to that. It's a time to see how did we end up in this mess to begin with, so to speak.
Right.
What maps have Wizard TSR and Wizard of the Coast released before when it comes to Flanny's maps. For some of you Greyhawk nerds out there, you know all this already, and you've been chewing on it for years. But I bet that half the audience are at least not aware of all of these maps and some of the history behind it. So I thought we should do a little deep dive, and I made a Patreon post to my patrons that should be live right now, I think, or in a minute or two here. So yep. So I think I set it to be live in a minute or two.
Right,
so I'm going to
let me go to Patreon, so that way I can go right to it.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second.
So it will be live in a minute or two here, and otherwise I'll make it live here. So we have that has that
a brief overview. That's 21 hours ago.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sugar Factory. It's good to your first stream. That's great to see you on here. It would be welcome to the community. So, all right, let me know when that, because right now it says latest release.
Yeah, exactly. I think I just need to next here.
Well, here, the map that's up right now below me is on the page right now. So if I go here,
it should be live for everybody now. So yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Cool.
Yep. So that's the what we're going to talk about and then elaborate a bit on, so to speak. Some of these the maps there are not high resolution because this is like my blog post, so I don't have the rights to them, so I can't show them in full resolution. Some of them I don't even have in full resolution because they're not being released yet, so to speak. So it's
excellent.
Yep.
Very, very cool. So we can refer back to that as needed. What's up, Malden? What's going on, Dennis? Good to see you, man. So I have high-res versions of most of the big main mats we know, which is good because I can really zoom in good. So
Yep.
where do we start? We start with a great.
I think we should go back to the earlier beginning before Greyhawk was published, and because this is where the Greyhawk geography comes from, so to speak,
Right.
and that is the Great Kingdom campaign that was played before, and it was published in a fanzine that was called the
Doomsday.
Doomsday Book.
Yeah.
And
So
that came out in 1971. That was that's the second version of the map. The
right, and
first
then
one
there's one
is
at CNC Society, right?
yeah, that's the one you have there,
All right.
the slider. But take the ones that is the Doomsday Book, I think it's
Okay, I
called.
have them both up here, just
Yeah,
and I can switch between
yeah,
the two
because
of
they
them.
are related, and one is
Okay.
earlier
Well,
than the
let me go
others.
to a larger. Let me go to
Mhm.
the larger here. All
Yep.
right. So ask questions, please.
Oh yeah.
We're really gonna get in some
hmm
depth
Yep.
on some history here. All right. So this is the Doomsday. Yeah.
This is the Doomsday map. That was the original map that was prepared
Dry
for
steps
the
are there.
Great Kingdom
Sea of Dust.
campaign. This was published in 1971, so we
Wow.
are more than a decade ahead of published Greyhawk here, so to speak. And it's Gary and Dave
Okay.
Arneson and a bunch of. I'm not really sure. We have to talk to the some of the esteemed guests at GaryCon because they were actually part of this
I have
back in
another
the
map
day.
that's going to relate to that too, and
Yeah,
I'll share that with
that's
you too.
awesome. So yeah, so this map was planned, and here you can see the resemblance of the
Yeah.
northeast part of North America, Baffin Bay, and then
Oh
the
yeah.
Great Lakes that was near Div, and near Div eventually got the shape of Lake Superior.
Right.
So they used North America as an analog to and base the geography from, so to speak. So you have the Great Bay.
Right, because
That
over here it looks like Nova Scotia a little bit too.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like a vague
Yeah.
North
Okay.
America-esque geography here, so to speak, and they just put it in. But we can see several places that us Greyhawkers recognize. Dry Steps, Sea of Dust is here, and near Div, but it's spelled near Div instead of, but it's Lake of Unknown Depth.
Right.
So it's
Near
there. It has a vaguely, we can see the peninsula, Greyhawk Peninsula going out that mid bay. So it has it still doesn't have the shape we're used to and so on, but it's called the Western Ocean instead of the Solnor, and the Far Ocean instead of the Drummage, because these people and place names were not invented yet. So this is the earliest we can trace Greyhawk geography to
What does
this
that
map.
say right there?
That says, hang on a second, I have it here. So
Yeah.
oh, I need to open it up.
Yeah, I can't even understand what that. To Far
Yep.
Ocean. So summer.
Yep.
It's summer. I guess it's open.
Yeah, it's barely see the
Yeah, I think too far
jumper
ocean.
polar far ocean something,
Okay,
and
all right.
yeah, so it's hard to see because the scan is bad, so to speak, and
Okay.
it's this is a scan of a photocopy that has been
Right.
printed and made into a picture, so it's gone several places, so to speak, before we saw it. So yeah. These are
Okay.
Doomsday Map. These are available on the internet, so you can find them. There are various sites that talk about them and so on. So you can Google the Doomsday Map, Great Kingdom, and you will find it.
Yeah, so there's a lot of and we're just not like gonna how do I explain this? We're not going to go, oh, this is what's on the new map. This is on Darlene's map, and we don't like the name. That's not what this one's about today, everyone. This is about
no, because there is a convoluted back and forth, and it's kind of an evolving story as we go. This is the map that was later used when it became the Castle and Crusade Society.
Yes.
A few years later, it became the Castle and Crusade Society.
This one is in color at GaryCon. Darlene did it. So this one is
exactly.
I should have.
That Darlene made a later version that they still use at GaryCon when they still play the Castle and Crusade Society. So and this map now we recognize way more that we are used to from the when it comes to the let's see here. There we go. So here we have the Great Kingdom is here in name. It wasn't on the first one. The first one, it was named the Great Kingdom map. Now it's put on the map, and it is in the eastern, northeastern corner like we see on Greyhawk. And you got the islands up there, and the Great Bay became the Grendip Bay eventually.
Right.
So it's you have Egg of
Thanks,
Koot,
Mike.
Panem Kingdoms, and there is a bunch of stuff. Keelland comes in first time.
Yeah, look, it
And
just says mountains.
exactly, lots of mountains everywhere, and those mountains became the Sulhot, the Crystal Mists,
Farage.
and the barrier peaks.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Kingdom of Farage, Kingdoms of Catmelon, but we have another one, Walworth, the county of Walworth, that is north of Near Div. That became the Shield Lands
Right,
eventually.
there it is. Yeah.
But the county of Walworth is still a province of in the book,
That's
so to
cool.
speak. So that carried through, and that was Gary Gygax's personal fief that he administered and used as his in the Castle on Crusades Society campaign, and then several others. And Dave Arneson had the Northern Reaches. And they were supposed to either be placed in the west, but they were placed up in the north, and they're not named really, but they were placed somewhere up in the north, so to speak. So
Haroon land.
Yeah, and they are the ones that are still honored to this day as Blackmore on the Greyhawk map, and then later on we'll see will be renamed Arn in the latest edition.
And I guess a lot of that is, I think Blackmore, they don't own the rights to it.
Exactly. Yeah. So and that we need to. Yeah. I'm sure there's some.
We're gonna have a Blackmore show, I guarantee you. With with
yeah, we will have
a
exactly. We will drill deep into that as we will uncover more, so to speak, and the expert will tell us more. So take this as an extensive 2-hour teaser into these topics, because we probably need to drill into all of these in more detail, each of them, so to speak.
We're just going to scratch the surface here, because neither I'm not an expert at all.
I'm expert at geography, but when it comes to the history behind Castle Crusade Society, I'm not an expert at all. But thankfully, we have contact with experts, so we need to have them on and talk in detail, so to speak. But this is cool because you can see the rivers and some of the stuff starts to come. So this
and they all flow south.
Exactly, they all flow south. So almost most of them. There's one that flows north, but it's the Panem there up to the far, and some of them it's hard to tell where the heck they're flowing, but it's kind of cool that the basic geography and the names are starting to come in here, so to speak. And this one at the
there's stuff that's slightly erased. Like you can see Jutsi of 10
here.
Yeah,
this was a map in that changed as the game progressed, so to speak. So they probably had a pencil sketch, changed things, and made new copies and send out the copies to the participants, because it was kind of a precursor to organized play. There were several DMs who ran campaigns, and they were playing interactively, and it was kind of a big thing, so to speak. And I think this is also where some of the West Marches style games were invented and practiced, and the different DMs probably used different methods. So this map was very much, from how I understand it, a living document. And what we got here was like one snapshot in time for the Castle Crusade Society. That's my take on it. There are several different versions, photocopies of this, that people have filled in things and so on. So if you Google it, you will find several sites that analyze this in detail and go into how it worked in the Castle and Crusades campaign. I'm more kind of interested in the precursor when it led to Greyhawk that comes later, so to speak. But it was but you have a lot of the ingredients for Greyhawk is already here, so we can tell this is where Greyhawks come from, so to speak. Greyhawk has its roots in this.
We go to Graph Map old 1000 PX.
Exactly, now. Old. So now we get into a few years later. This is late 70s, leading up to this somewhere between.
Len? Is this the one from Len?
Exactly, it's the one from Len that I had. Yeah, it's in custody at Josh Pop now. But I made a really good. I took out my tripod, and so we have really good scan. This is available on my website, so you can download high resolution image of this.
Wait a minute, are you saying that Josh has this?
Yeah, he has it in custody. Yep. Mm-hmm. I didn't want to transport it back and forth more, so to speak. It's just risky, so it's much better it stays in one place. I have really good scans, and you can get the same scan on my website in high resolution. So I have the information, which is the most interesting bit. And this now this is the we don't know exactly the whole backstory. My educated guess when it comes to this is that Gary sat down and had this map made as a pencil sketch in the mid to late 70s, leading up to the publication of Greyhawk. Then he made several copies of this, send out that so TSR staff had it, senior staff probably, and also some of his friends like Len got a copy as a way of leading up to preparing to publish Greyhawk as a published setting. So it was probably he wanted to get more people in on thinking it, getting it set up, and sort out the kinks and so on. So in all major features, this is the Greyhawk, the Darlene map, so to speak, in almost every sense.
Darlene color, doing it
exactly without color or anything.
So,
it's done. It's pencil and then been photocopied. And
what year do we think?
I think it's done between 75 and 80. So it's somewhere between there. It's like mid 70s. That's my guess.
So Len gets this map and he goes, "Gee, thanks, Gary. You put me on this little corner over
Yeah, but
here."
the interesting thing, tying into leading Laurel Tarma is actually on the northern tip.
Yeah, right there. I see it right
northern there. Rather than southern. So it's interesting.
But the name will be off the map, and that's the problem.
Exactly. That's probably why they moved it to the other side, so he can actually made it into the map. He was
so mad about that.
Exactly. He was so mad about it. But you see, Lendor Isle is still cut off. So Darlene followed this map almost to the T, so to speak. It's very, very accurate.
So it's hard to blame her.
Exactly. She was the cartographer. I don't think it was not her decision to make these sort of things.
Which is another point of other people out there saying, the cartographers are doing what they're told.
Exactly. And the same thing, same thing with me, meaning I criticized the fonts on the new map.
Right.
But I had the same issue when I did maps for Kobo Press and others. There are other considerations, meaning people with color blindness and people who can't see that well, and it needs to be visible when you shrink it down. There's so many other considerations that comes into play. So that's the thing. But there are some interesting. No, it's so that happens, so to speak. That's part of production, and you need to take printing and all that. So it's a thing. But there are some differences on this map. So it's if you let's see
there are
here.
some differences. Let me see if I can find one.
Yeah, there are some little interesting ones. That there's a couple of several city names that are different, spelled different. So on the wrong side of the map, over in the east, there is a couple of names that are different. Yeah. So we have in the north there is a place on this map called Rinton, and in the east, go zoom in and then stay on the east coast, and then go a little bit east and south. There you go.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, you have Rinton there. That became Rinloru in the published version of the setting. And you have there's some there's some others that I forgot now. Let's see here. Yep. And then Laurel Tarma has shifted position, for instance. And there's a couple of these more.
I mean, we obviously know why.
Yep. So there are some of this.
I did it again.
Elred, for instance, has an R, so Elred. It's on,
really?
On this,
in the Wild
Coast?
Coast?
It has an R at the end and stuff like that. So there are some. So there are a little bit of changes here and there, and there are Ents in the iron or Dapplewood in the that says Ents.
Where is it?
If you go up in Verbobonk, left of Verbobonk, you have Dapplewood and Ironwood.
Yeah, okay.
There you have High Elves, Ents, and stuff. I think these are lens scribbles. Those are on.
They probably are. They probably are.
And you have dwarves, gray elves, high elves, and Ents and stuff. I think these are lens scribbles on top of it. Yep.
What? There's a question mark here. It looks like.
No, that's Lort River.
This?
That's the R from Lort. Go up and you see Lort. Yeah, it's Lort.
Oh,
River.
Lort R period or something. Oh, it looks like a question mark.
Yep. Yep.
Wow.
So, but in almost every detail, this is actually is the right one, so to speak. And you can there's some little burg in Furundi has been written in afterwards. There was a name that was added in. and stuff. So
Right
it was
there.
a map that it was a map that kind of evolved over time. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's different versions of this photocopied and sent out as the
But there is no original, right? Or is that? Or
no,
is it,
I don't think we have any. Yeah,
because
I asked the collectors and stuff at GaryCon, and no one have heard of the original map being anywhere. So.
Cameron's got Ed's original.
No, he has, according to Ed, he has the copies. Ed has the originals.
Oh,
he sent
okay.
copies
Okay.
to TSR, and Alex
that's
Camera
right. He
has
was worried about
copies.
losing them in the mail. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, so he made copies and sent them to TSR, and Alex Camera has those copies, and I've seen them at Game Hall,
Scarlet
and
Brotherhood's
they
on
look
here.
awesome. Exactly, Scarlet Brotherhood is on there. So this is now we need lead up. This is the lead up to the publication of the. So Darlene used this map. I'm sure she used this as her original where she worked from, so to speak.
Right, but I have a map that links
Yeah.
into this.
Okay,
kind of.
awesome.
Let's
Please,
see if it does.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that is Alan Hammock's map.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Oh, awesome. Yes.
Right. So this is Alan Hammock's campaign for it's called Inverness.
Yeah.
Right. So as you can see, it's very basic, but you know, and we're assuming that Kammer, Schick, Harold Johnson all had their own campaign maps. But this this is the one I have. So you know, and this is where the Ghost Tower is going to be.
Yeah, because there were no published settings. Every DM basically ran their own homebrew. That was how you did it. And Gary wrote himself early on. He didn't understand why the heck he would publish a setting, because that was the idea of the game, was you should write your own content and create your own stuff.
That is Witch World, Manfred says. You want to elaborate on that? I don't know what. Well, this is. Yeah, this. So.
Yeah.
Definitely, the Crystal Mountains are here. Vormish Desert. So this was this goes back to Gabin 147. So, and thank you for the hype train, everyone. This is a map that he shared with us that I had a copy of. The bottom half is identical. Oh, okay. Well, it's so probably there, Manfred. Alan just copied it.
I was going to say inspiration from, and we will see examples of this going forward here.
Yeah,
yeah.
It'll happen there with the with that. By the way, it's a classic D&D reprint giveaway tonight. You get your choice. I got this in that I would do. I have a City of Greyhawk. I do have some. I do have some of the original these, which have the Greyhawk map in them. All right, so I got these in reprint as well, so that you can get those. So I would do both, because I do Free City Greyhawk and that as a set. And if you already have them, that's okay. You can get something else, but that way you get two great publications together with a bunch of maps inside. So
yeah,
all right, yeah. Yeah, this is one of those that hey.
And before we look at Darlene's map, let's look at another map, and that's the outdoor survival map.
Yeah, and that's the one that oh my God, the one who did the gentleman who did Dragon Slayer, Greg Gillespie said is in his campaign. I believe.
And it's a cool. It was a board game that was published by Avalon Hill in 1972, and this is the map that came with it. And And Gary referred to the map in the Dungeon DMG, the original DMG, and he says that it's actually a map that you can, a part of the equipment list and so on. So Gary had dealings with Avalon Hill early on for wargaming and stuff. So he was probably well aware of the game and played it a lot. So this was, from all we know, was the inspiration for the Darlene map, so to speak. So Darlene probably got a chance to saw this, and that was part of the inspiration of where she based her map of the setting. So she had this sketch, and they had this map. So there you have
Greg Gillespie. That's his map setting for his world for Dragon Slayer as well.
Okay. Yep.
So
So this map was very influential, and when you look at it, you can definitely see some similarities in style and stuff. You have the hexes, and look at how the mountains and the colors.
The mountains are like ahead of their time.
Yeah.
You know.
So it was probably a very influential map that was didn't have its no one had done a map like this at a game previously, so to speak, for a game. So this was leading up, and then we come to 1980 and the publication of the Folio, where the Darlene
Yep.
original Darlene map came out, so to speak, the one we
Let me
know
bring
and
that up
love.
because I
Yeah,
got a zoomable copy.
yeah.
I got a high
And there
res
is
copy.
and there is also a difference between the later version and the earlier version. The first version that was printed in both the folio and the box set came with white borders, and the one that was reprinted for the from the ashes had blue borders. So that
It
was
was
a
different
difference.
paper too.
Exactly, a different paper.
It
Yes, it
was
was a thicker but
matte.
matte,
Yeah, and
thicker paper in the from the ashes. This is a
yeah,
flimsier, more
sheen. Yeah,
glossier finish. Yeah, with a bit of a sheen. But it seems to be identical prints in both the folio and the box set. Seems to be the same paper. They probably just made a rerun of the prints again, so to speak, for the box set that came out. And this is the we have a gentleman that I forgot, Zach. He did a digital
and he linked them together and did this. Yeah,
exactly.
it's really good.
He spiced it up and cleaned it up and made I would say the perfect digital version of the
Absolutely,
Darlene map.
which we didn't have for a long time.
Exactly. So he did that, which
It's very
was
zoomable, as you can
good
see.
work. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there is no he took away the difficult because there were issues between the left and the right version, or the west and the east part
They
of the
never
map.
lined up perfectly.
Exactly. He fixed that. So this one is actually really, and he cleaned it up too. So it's good. So this is the
here's
best
what we're talking
version of it.
about down here. See, low rotama.
Yeah,
It should be
exactly.
right
There you go.
here, but
Yeah.
it won't fit. The name won't. Well, I guess it could have fit if they put it this way.
Oh
here.
yeah, they could have fitted it, but
yeah,
they didn't know exactly. So it's
yeah.
kind of
And that drove him
Yep.
a little nutty. So
Yep.
one of the pet peeves. Yeah. So there are some. I didn't see Narwhal on that map, the last one, and the Narwhal Warwell thing. Let me go back to that. I didn't see that on this.
Oh, hang on. Narwhal is on the sketch. Yes,
it
is. Yep. But it's very hard to see. But if you go in there, you can see it. Narwhal
right
is there.
here. That's it.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
And there's a little T that probably means town, is my guess. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. It says Narwhal, not Warwell, correct? Well, I guess we can't tell.
I think it says Narwhal on this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. It looks more like an N than a W. Yeah.
Yeah, and for some reason they have these numbers on the left here.
Yeah, exactly, because they didn't have hexes, so they had squares instead. So this one,
to help locate.
Yes, in order to locate it, they had squares. So they have the square numbers. So there was like a 1-4 or something like that. So Narwhal will be a. Hang on a second. Narwhal will be a 9-9 actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Or 9:9, or however you put them together. So yeah.
So I mean, this is like the beginning of everything.
And I think it's one of the revolutionary things was color. It was one of the first maps for role-playing games that were printed in glorious color, so to speak. And this another thing with this restoration, these are the correct colors, because Darlene had the PMS numbers, that the plastic sheets she was using in order to, because she cut out the whole map in plastic sheets and then painted on the black
and it was layer
on top
upon
of
layer.
it. Yeah, so it was layer on layer, but each of the colors had its own plastic sheet, and those plastic sheets she ordered them according to PMS numbers. She had the PMS numbers listed, and that's Pantone color system, whatever. Yeah, so these numbers, and so Zach got the numbers. So this one is color corrected according to what the original was supposed to be. So if you have an aging one and that has a different color from this one, you can understand why it is, so to speak. So yeah.
Yeah, man, that's always bothered me. Why? Like, I think that Gary just messed up and looked at that and said, "Oh, that's a W instead of an N," and that's why he put Warwell in his book.
That might very well be. Yes,
yeah, that's my theory.
Yeah, because the Warwell was probably a story that came later, I think, is my guess. That was written up like, where do the name come from or something.
Because
so
that line there leads me to believe that could be a W. Yeah.
Yep. So I'm not surprised, and that's kind of cool. It's these little coincidences
yeah.
that it just comes up with cool stuff, so to
How
speak.
about
So
blue? Well, blue was blue, right?
yeah,
Blue's the
blue was blue, and the blue was there from early
yeah,
on,
and it was just
and
blue.
but hasn't received a backstory. We don't know where blue comes from. It was just there.
So
So that was it. So yeah,
we all have our theories, you know.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Whether they're correct or not,
Yeah. My take on it
subjective.
is that it was part of Keolandish imperial expansion. They built blue originally, so to speak, and then they got a different story under Scarlet Brotherhood and stuff after later, so to speak. But that's just my private theory of I've never been there in my adventuring yet, so I haven't had to put down a firm idea of where I
Yeah,
want blue to be. Yeah.
blue is a we don't know. I don't know anything about
No,
blue.
yeah,
It's got to be a
the
port.
yeah, my best guess is that originally it was like a stronghold for the Kioish Empire when they controlled the Pomarsh Peninsula because it stood just like scant on the other side. It's a very strategic
Hmm.
point. So and it's also a kind of a port. It's a shielded port. So there's two reasons to build it there, so to speak. And it's also a place with access both to north and south and east. So that makes a lot of sense to build it there. So my guess is that it was the Kiewish Empire that built it there at the height of their might, so to speak. Then they retreated, and the city got a different masters, probably humanoids and all sorts of riffraff like Highport. And then later on in my campaign, my idea is that it was like what they did when the Scarlet Brotherhood expanded, and it became their stronghold in the Pomarsh. But that's my theory that has a little bit of leg room because it in the Gord books, the Scarlet Brotherhood is there in the Pomarsh, and also if we read later stories, then the Scarlet Brotherhood is definitely there screwing around a bit.
So
Yeah, might be blue because the Kioish thought that the ocean was more blue there or something or whatever.
yeah,
So
I
yeah,
mean it could be
yeah,
any of those.
yeah,
We just don't. There's a lot we just don't know. So
yeah. And someone just came up with a name and it stuck for some reason. So yeah,
so here's me being just dangerous enough because I can't
yeah.
make maps. So I took these, blew them up in Corel, and then I put I've showed these a couple of
Mm-hmm.
times. But
Yeah,
here's yeah, as you can see, I
yeah,
erased some things and put all my stuff in there.
yeah.
Yeah, so
But that's how we all did
there's
it back in the
Altamira.
early
Yep,
times, so to speak. So
yep,
yeah, mm-hmm.
there it is. And then I have one for
Yeah,
Celine as well.
yeah.
And here we go, showing
There
all
you
the
go.
state
Yeah.
locations. Yeah, so they're
Mm-hmm.
all on there.
Yep.
And Coward's on the wrong side again.
Mm-hmm.
But back in the day, we were like, which side is it? Is it Celine or not? So I
Well,
mean,
we debated that until recent times. So
yeah.
yeah,
So we got a lot of locations on there, and that's my extent of my maps for this entire discussion of me doing. So, yep, yeah, which happens on well because everything is speculation, and the great thing is that we're never gonna. There's a lot of stuff we're not gonna know ever, or
yeah.
but
I
that's
heard
okay.
that Darlene had a presentation at GaryCon back in was it 2018? I think it was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she had a presentation where she talked about how she did this map and she had some pictures and stuff. So we asked them questions and so on. So we got a good idea of and the other cool thing was with it was that it was made big and then it needed to be sent to a special studio where they had special cameras where they took pictures in the CMYK filters. So then they could turn these pictures into the offset plates to print it. So it was a special scanning procedure. So they had to send the maps away. And I'm not sure what happened to the original maps, but I'm not I don't know if anyone has them or not, but they were probably sitting at TSR and then a lot of it got lost
Yeah, or
or
just
pilfered
dumped.
or disappeared one way or the other when TSR fell apart in the late 90s. But
Gonna see if
yeah, so I don't know. I don't know if Alex Camera has it or someone else, but I haven't seen them. So we'll see. Yeah, they're still it's still not beyond the realm of possibility that they exist, so to speak.
Right.
So the original stuff, but they were placed that were I think they were made to scale or maybe a little bit bigger, but then they had to be shipped to a special studio with special lighting, and then they take, because this is before they were digital publishing. It was back in analog days. So what they did was that they took a huge camera, has special lights, and then they took a filter, like a red filter. So they have
Oh,
a
wow.
cyan, magenta, and a yellow filter, and took pictures of it. And then they turned those into the offset plates.
Oh,
And
geez.
then you have you have a yellow or like a pinkish magenta, blue, and so on. So there's like 4 colors, and one of them is black, and then you mix them together in the printing process, CMYK, and cyan, magenta, and yellow and black, and then you mix them together, and that creates the color print, so to speak. So you had a special process for that. Yep.
And you
Yeah.
have, so in second edition, you have a lot of, there you go, yellow, magenta cyan. You have a lot of area specific, like from the Ashes, they got the whole plane of Greyhawk, which takes up a lot of area spaces, but you don't have like full world maps. The world map's the same still at this point. Like there's great maps in Eyes the Evil and the Marklands and stuff, but they're
Oh
just
yeah, but they were
smidgets.
just blown up a little bit. So
Yep.
I've left them out of
Same here.
on my post, because these
Right.
are original, and they are just based on the. I'm more kind of interested in
Yep.
the whole leading up to the latest version.
So I
But then,
think the next
yeah.
one's Lazaretti.
No, the next one we have the Saga of the Old City and the Artifact of Evil
where is
had a
that
map
on
by
there?
Clyde Caldwell. It's in there. Clyde Caldwell.
Is it Greyhawk map BW?
It's Saga of Old City. Clyde Caldwell is in the.
Oh, there it
among.
is. Oh,
Yep.
jeez.
Yep. That's the
Ah,
next one that
good
was
catch,
published,
Anna.
and yeah. So this is the one that was in the, and it's, I think it's only Clyde Caldwell that is listed for art. So my guess is that he's the one that did it.
And it's
But he
not
might have.
complete. They leave a lot
No,
of
it's
stuff
not.
blank.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they just put in the stuff that was significant for the
Right.
story, so to speak. And the Saga of Old City has this part, and then the Artifact of Evil has slightly more to the west. So the map probably covered the whole of Flennies, and then were published in bits, so to speak. And it's the Darlene map redone in a simpler version of it, so to speak, but only a few little details.
Is there
that we
anything
can
added
follow.
on here?
No, I don't think so. I don't think there's anything added. It's just a few. It's a few touchdowns that are important for the Gorge story. So
Right. Okay.
yeah. But I thought I put it here because it's kind of cool, because it's one of the few we have to list whatever we can get, so to speak.
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, it's got a lot of locations on it. It's got the
Yeah.
Fostwood even noted.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they had a map in
Quad Keep, no.
Quad Keep. No, I don't think so. So
Not that I'm remembering. But yeah, this is, you notice it's split right down the middle of the pages on
Yep.
two sides. So they did the best they could with. I wonder who did this. I'm curious who did it.
I think it's Clyde Caldwell.
It's Clyde. It's definitely okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I think so. He's the only one listed
He's
for
okay.
art. So
okay.
yeah, he did all the other art for the book, and he's the only one listed. Okay. But someone else might have, and they never thought it was significant enough to lift the person. There is one other. Let me grab that. I forgot to add it in.
No problem.
So let's see here. We have in this book, I should have taken a picture of that too. In the when Gary left, Sea of Death, when Gary left the TSR, or ousted from TSR, he got the right to publish the Gord novels that he was working on, to publish the series. That's why we got a bunch of Gord books that was published by his new company, New Infinities. And the Sea of Death is kind of interesting, because the Sea of Death has the western part of Greyhawk. So this is the only Greyhawk map, official Greyhawk map, that is not published by TSR or Wizards of the Coast.
Really?
It was published by New Infinities. Yes.
Did not know that.
So it's very simple. Doesn't have any. There are a few names. So Zif is Yakif, for instance,
Yeah, so many
and
name changes.
Barren Plains and Ashen Desert and Jade Bay, for instance, for Jeklia Bay, and Keoland is Keoland. So my understanding of the agreement with TSR was that all the stuff that was mentioned in the previous books, he can reuse them. So place names like Keoland was mentioned in the early Saga of Old City and Artifact of Evil, so he can use them, the names here. But he was not allowed to use any other names. So when he came to the Zeef, for instance, he had to get another name for
Oh
that. So
my
that's why you have
gosh.
Jakif. So that's my understanding of how the agreement was worded. So that's why you have some things here that are named
And some
the
of them,
same way as in published Greyhawk, and some of it is named differently. So they're in Saga of Old City. It's only, I didn't include it here because it's only the west. It's not even the full western part. It's
right.
only a minor
Sheldamar.
part of
It's
it. Yeah,
mostly
but it's
Sheldamar.
but it requires a mention because it is a published Greyhawk map that is not
Hey,
published by
Casey.
Wizard of the Coast. So it's kind of interesting in that sense.
Yeah, that is definitely pretty interesting.
Yep. So that came out. Let's see what this one. I'm pretty sure that he wrote this while he was still
Still a
part
TSR.
of TSR because it so has the same style as the earlier two books, and then the later books are very different in nature, so to speak. So this was, I'm sure this was supposed to be Sea of Death, the third one. So this is published in 87. So this is 2 years after he was ousted. I think he was ousted 85 or 86. So this is like a year or two afterwards. So this was written while he was still at TSR. Okay.
Okay, so now we
Yeah.
go to Lazaretti, I'm assuming.
Hang on a
We
second.
got
No,
Greyhawk color map, Greyhawk black and white map.
we have no. The next
Oh,
one
from the
is
Ashes
this
Diesel.
is the Sam Wood
Oh,
map.
Sam Woods. SW.
Yes, is the Sam Wood map. That is the, in my opinion, a very underrated
Right, and
map
this
of
is from the
Greyhawk.
Player's Guide.
Yeah, it's from Adventure Begins, The Player's Guide. There
Right.
was these books when Wizard of the Coast took over and Roger
Yep.
E. Moore got the
Yep.
hand of kind of revamping the setting, getting it ready for third edition. They published a bunch of stuff for Greyhawk, and they made a couple of maps, and they made this map was, I think, the best one of them. So Sam Wood made the in yeah, so I like the style of this one. When I saw it,
It
it was
show
like,
where's
yes,
conquered, where's
yeah,
conquered.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
it's
What's up?
it's really
Yeah.
cool. So it's a very
Boo.
artistic infographics and
Boo.
stuff. So yeah, yeah. So this is also interesting because this is the first post-war map that is ever published as well. It's the first look at the Flannies post-war that we get from any significant. We get a lot of text and stuff, but this is the first time we get a full, complete, or almost complete at least, overview of the new Flannies that was introduced in From the Ashes and then later on in all the other successes. Yeah. And I really like the style of this one. I really do. I'm very, and there was a regional set of regional maps that was in the Adventure Begins and a bunch of others too that Sam Wood did that I think are really
Right,
cool.
and
So
yeah,
yeah.
there's a lot in the Player's Guide.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
a lot
that's
of.
a good point,
It's very.
Absalom
It's very.
Duck, too Magellan for my taste. Yeah, because this one has the first inkling of a projection,
Right.
which is cool. I don't think they put it in and did a proper projection, but it's kind of it has a hint. You tweak it like it's seen on the globe. And I kind of like that. You don't have straight lines like we do in Darlene days. You actually get the curved latitudes, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like it that for that purpose, but
Yeah, I do.
it's good
But
for
I'm,
information. You're not
oh
gonna.
yeah.
It's not an adventuring map.
No, it's not. It's just getting an overview, an
Yeah.
understanding of where the setting is heading, so to speak. So this one came out, and it was in 97. So this one came out just after Wizard of the Coast had taken over, and you got that series of new adventures and source books that Roger E. Moore was the supervisor of, so to speak, and he wrote a
New
lot of
Shieldlands.
stuff. Yeah, New Shield lands that little bit. So, and
That's
this
funny.
was also very much my basis for how I did my 98 map and onwards. This was a lot of that base there. So yeah.
So the map is an ever really. It's a base. And where is that map, Gary? Who has that massive sheet of what?
That might have, yeah, exactly. That was so cool if we could get that published. So that was, yeah.
You have it? Oh, dude. You shouldn't be hiding. You shouldn't be absconding that
Come
stuff.
on, yeah.
What are you
Come on,
doing?
Gary. There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah, now
yeah.
you spit it
That's all
out
right.
now. That, yeah.
That's good.
Oh,
All right.
that's awesome. That's
So we
fantastic. So
have
yeah.
diesels from the ashes as well here,
Yeah,
which is
that's
black and
cool.
white, which works as well.
Exactly. This one is from the ashes. That yeah,
That's weird.
I should have put that one in. I forgot that one in my list. That was sorry, I forgot to put it in when I did my article. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This is I put it in my, and then I forgot to write it in when I put. So I'm sorry, guys. This is that was inside the cover of the front from the Ashes book set. And it's listed. Diesel is listed as the cartographer. Or
definitely.
The cartography. Yeah. So, and this is cool because and this is also, in that sense, it's also a halfway look at the post-war, so to speak. So it's like a hybrid. The Grey Kingdom had disappeared, and the North Province and stuff.
I mean, look at all these baronlets down here. It doesn't even, it's all chopped up.
Yeah, exactly. And so and now when I saw it, and I'm reading Ivy the Undying again. So I'm going to rework that because I did that in too much haste 20 years ago. So I need to look into it, and there's more to be had there. I took noted of it when I did my map, but there's more stuff to it. I've already figured out there is a Uskage is one area. There's a couple of other ones we can probably squeak in there too.
I want to point something out in this map, which is not correct. It shows the whole all the way up to this side for being the Orcish Emperor, the Pomage, and it's not.
Yeah.
It's slightly off here.
Yeah, but I think I think it's they simply assume. I think they assume on this map that the whole of the Lort Mills were taken over. So and also the Hateful Wars. They undid the Hateful Wars on this map. Yeah, but I think it's one of these things where you have problems with communication between people that wrote the text and the cartographer. You can't read all the text. And meaning I've taken 40 years to read all the Greyhawk stuff, and still I uncover problems and faults and stuff on my map almost weekly, and get all because I have the best research people in the world. All you guys telling me what's wrong on my maps, and so it need to be updated. So hello, Curtis. Yeah. So it's literally a work in progress. You need to constantly work on it. So it's simply because I've had iteration after iteration that it gets good, so to speak.
And about Anna mentioned Hateful Wars. If you didn't hear, I made a big announcement early in the show about this the Hateful Wars 24-hour stream. I'll do it again at the end. So,
yep. Okay. Awesome. Yeah. Right, so that's a cool one. Now, and now we have after that comes leading up to 3rd edition and 2000 when come out, and then they released in 2000 something a book that was called the D&D Gazetteer. I have it here.
The Skip Williams book. It's real thin. That one.
Yeah, exactly. It's real thin. This one, the D&D Gazetteer.
What a disappointment that thing is.
Exactly. This was like, we thought it was awesome. We saw that were like people posted because it was like a fiddly little thing on 40 pages, 32 pages.
Poor man's Gazetteer.
Yeah, exactly. It was like was so, and we've heard rumors about the big Gazetteer of Greyhawk and stuff. So and this came and it was like. And again, it has the map on the front.
Right.
And I thought the map looked awesome. And then I open up and I see a map inside, and the map inside
Which one is that? Greyhawk map, black and white, or is that?
No, it's the
Oh,
Living Greyhawk.
it's a living Greyhawk map.
Yeah, I named it Living Greyhawk, but it's before Living Greyhawk. We didn't. So
This.
here comes the Flanny, exactly this map. So and it's not bad. It's a lesser ready, and Rob, hang on a second. It's made by Dennis Kauth and Rob Lesaretti. It's not a bad map, but it's a boring map in some ways. It has dull colors and it's kind of, but it's not a bad map. But I think something happened in the print or something. Or someone thought that the labels should be more visible than the map. So it's not bad, and I like these there are all the deity symbols around, which is really cool. I think it's the best pictures of the deity
on the side.
symbols.
Okay, yeah. Well, it's good.
They are printed around. So it has some redeeming features. So it's not a bad map by any means, but it was problem was that the book was so
it was
kind
terrible.
of it was not bad, but it was just a teaser. It was like your Altamira teaser you have now, meaning
absolutely.
it's not the full
my
product.
Altamira teaser is way better than that.
Yeah, so it's a little teaser that just tells about the stuff that is supposed to be, but not much more than that. So, but it was and then comes the Living Greyhawk asset here. What was it, like 6 months later or something like that? Same year. That was the big beefy thing that we got. So yeah.
This map has Melkot on it.
It
does.
Mm-hmm.
It does. I think you are a triangle. You're a pyramid.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it has some places that we will get familiar with in Living Greyhawk, like Westburn in Jommery, for instance. That is not on the.
Dennis, that it's on there at least.
Yeah.
I know, Gary. One of my regrets is not getting involved back then. It's one of my biggest regrets, but I don't want to live in the past. But yeah. So, like, what the heck is last? There's stuff on here I don't even know what it is. What the heck is Last Pass? I've never heard of that before in my life in the Principality of Ulick. Right there.
There you go.
Don't know what that is. That's not on your map. No idea what that is.
No. So now we need to. Oh, good.
Here's
Last
another
Pass.
One. What the heck is that? Cool What is that?
Oh, I have it on my map.
You do have that one? Okay.
Oh yeah, I have it. It's Cool Banks.
No, this is that Last Pass is not for Patriots of Ulick, Gary. No.
I think I have Last Pass.
Do you really? Patriots of Ulick.
Patriots of Ulick
is up here. Patriots of Ulick is up here.
No, I don't have. I don't have Last Pass.
No, I have no idea what.
Let
the blues on the map. That's weird. It's just So there you go. I just noticed that.
Awesome. We found something today. That's perfect.
Yeah. Don't have any idea. If anyone anyone figures out what that's from, let us know.
It's not the area of the Patriots of Ulick was on the other side of the.
I was saying that's up here.
Yeah.
That's where it is.
So, but it's not impossible. But I have to hang on a second. Let me do a
look at that. I actually was paying attention and found something.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's so good. Yeah.
So no, tomorrow night while Anna's looking up is an all-star event game with Build a Master Crafter jumping in. So we got the nuclear meat. I guarantee you're gonna go.
I get no hits.
Oh my God, Jay!
Nothing.
What the hell are you doing? It's you'll see. It's funny.
Yeah, I get no hits whatsoever in my
it's hard. This hurts my eyes.
In all the material that I put in my database, I don't get any hits.
Okay, well, there you go.
Yep, that's a good. But we'll see. I'll do my best, and we have to put
So, what year was this published? What year is that one published?
2000. Yep.
So this is right at the beginning of Living Greyhawk.
Yes, it's when they announced Living Greyhawk.
There's no map in the Gary Julian book?
I don't think so. I think the map came with this one. But Gary, please correct me or someone else.
Wait a minute. I got it right here.
I don't think
there is something in here. I haven't opened it. I don't want to rip it out. Is it the same map?
I think it might be the same map. Yeah, it's the same map. Yeah. That's why I wasn't sure. Yeah, the same map. Yeah. Yep. So they just
Gary's like, I
reprinted
don't
it.
want to. I don't want to take credit or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it was
it's
the same
kid.
map.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Wah,
was the
wah,
same map.
wah. Yeah,
Yep.
there was a map.
Yep.
I won't open that out.
Yep.
So there you go.
Yep. So there we go. So yep.
Yep. Got it. The map because here may have been a little smaller. I'm not going to test it. I'm going to leave it in there.
No,
So
well, yeah.
yeah.
But
All right. Well, there you
so
go.
that was yep. So that was year 2000 and leading into Living Greyhawk, so to speak. But then comes the Paizohawk era, and this was interesting because back in the mid 90s, TSR, when we didn't know, and I didn't know that few people outside the company knew that they were on the ropes, so to speak. But or maybe people do. I didn't know, but I saw, and because I was part owner of a game store, and we got the TSR catalog every year, and that was listed an atlas of the Flannies, and I was like, yes, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming, and I was like, I was waiting and waiting, and it didn't come. I think it was like 93 or 94 or something like that. It was listed, and nothing happened.
I waited
It
6 years
come.
for Temple Elemental Evil, Anna, so I
Yeah,
understand that feeling.
and exactly, and I was waiting year after year, and it didn't come. It wasn't announced in Dragon or nothing. It was only listed as a product to come, and nothing happened. And now afterwards, we knew that TSR didn't have enough money to print things, so it got shelved. But the information and the project was picked up by Eric Mona and Paizo when they got the license for Dungeon Magazine and Dragon Magazine, and that became the stuff for this map that Rob Lazzaretti put together, and then it was published in Dungeon Magazine as a 4-poster print. So in over 4 Dungeon Magazine from Dungeon 118 to 121, this was published, and it's still to this date. This day, I think it's among the published versions of the map. It has the most amount of detail on it and locations. Yes.
Has a lot of adventures on it. It has stuff from Living Greyhawk.
Oh yeah, not well, a few things I think, but
this is from Noel Dare's from a dungeon adventure.
Exactly. So they put in as much as, so Eric and company there did a great job in assembling this, and he was hailed as the definitive awesome best map of Greyhawk. And I also think it's hex compatible with the Darlene map too, if I remember correctly. So Rob Lazzaretti did a great job in that sense too, and it's a cool style, and yeah, so it was a great leap forward in the work of it, so to speak. So it's so this came out in 2005. Yeah,
Tristor made it.
Yep. So it was published in 2005. So now we are in the last couple of years of in the middle of the high mark of the Living Greyhawk campaign. So
Malden's correct. This is not the same hexes as Darlene's.
Oh, okay, not okay.
No, this has got to be. I'm going to say this is half the size. What do you think, there, Dennis? It's not the same as Darlene's hexes.
Okay,
it's
good.
Way smaller.
I was like worried that he managed to pull that off.
Yeah, no.
Okay, good.
Yeah, they're way smaller hexes.
Okay, good. Yeah.
I don't know if there's
but on the other hand, that might be no, it's not 12-mile hexes. They're bigger than that. So
20,
because in third because in third edition, the hex size for overland maps for hex scrolls was listed as 12 miles, just like it was for Pathfinder 1 took that over. Yeah. So but it's too big for the hexes are too big for 12. So more like 20 miles or something. Yeah.
Look at that. Sassarine is not. It's 2005. Savage is
Savage Tide is published somewhere. I'm sure it's already in the making.
Right. So they got Sassarine and Cauldron. Look, they placed Cauldron. So Cauldron, which you placed over here.
Yeah, I placed it a little bit further up the mountains because I felt the stories. Because I felt the stories, they weren't disconnected. Yeah, it was like from when I read the stories, I didn't feel like you could stand on the city wall and see the other city. It was further away than that. So yeah.
Yeah, that's a. Yeah, I forget what. And you could just tell by. I think these are in Age of Worm books, though. I think Age of Worms is going on at this time that these are coming out. Because I remember.
Yes, they are. Yeah, they are because they are in the same Dungeon magazine.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
100%.
Yep.
So it's before
So that
Savage
was
Tide
the
comes out.
that was the last hurrah we thought for a long time when it comes
Nothing's
to
nothing's
Greyhawk
good.
maps, so to speak, that
Hey, Bill.
we thought that come out, and then it took 20 years or 19 years before we got a new version of an updated map, and that is the new Schley map.
But we do
Yeah.
have, wait a minute, we have these. We have a couple others, I think,
Oh, we
before
have a
that.
couple of it. We have fan maps. So let's do fan maps
Yeah, before the strike, because they came out before. So
exactly. So we have my map that I published the first embryo of roughly about 2002, I think,
okay.
2003.
Hey,
I
John.
started on my website. So I did the earliest bits in 1998 on my map.
Do I
Uh,
recall that it wasn't in one piece back then, and you
No,
had
it
to
was
order?
small. I
Yeah,
did small pieces. It was like an
I
atlas. It
remember.
was piece by piece, and I did piece by piece all the way until I moved to California, and my computers got powerful enough
Right.
that I could
Okay.
put it all together. So I did that in 2012. I put them together. So it was piece by piece until 2012, and I
Got you
started
that
in
right.
1997. I started the work in earnest. I have the first bit was done in 98, and then it kept on since then. So my work went on from 98
Nice.
until it
That's
was
cool,
all done
Dennis.
in 2012. So it took that many years to finish it. So in that sense, I think my map is the one that took the longest of all of the Greyhawk maps ever done to be. But there are
Isn't
some
this
other.
one
That
from
one
Living
is very,
Greyhawk?
yeah, it's no, yeah,
No.
this one was published. This is a very common, it's used all over the internet often. It's not some guy called Scott W. I don't know who that is,
Okay.
but it was a guy that runs a site called High Programmer. He put this one online, and it's been referred to time and time and time again, over and over. So I thought it would be included because
Gorilla.
it's a well-made map, and it's been used for years. Website after website used it.
Nice
Now I
ice cream.
think my map has taken over and it's referred to more than this
Yeah,
one.
absolutely.
But High Programmer map has been used for years because it was the first fan-made map that came to the internet that was easily
It's
usable
clean,
in.
and you can see and
Exactly,
you
it's
can
clean,
understand
and
it.
it was, yeah, and
Yeah.
the graphics were good, and it was also very early graphics that from the
Right.
19 there was my colors were very much like this in the
Cool.
beginning. I made it much more subdued later, so to speak. So this map was used so often, even by Living Greyhawk. Triads and stuff used this map to reference a lot of stuff early on. So they usually goes by High Programmer is the map, but it was done by Scott. He refers to on his site to a Scott W, but
Okay.
it leads to a link to a site that is now dead. So I don't know
If anyone
who
knows who
actually
this
did.
is,
Yeah, I'm sure that is
let
someone
us
is
know.
in we know about in the community. So if
Ah,
anyone knows Scott W,
it's like, well, we've gotten Huso on, and
yeah.
we got Alpha on, right?
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
know, you put that connection together for me. So,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
well, I
Yep.
always forget
So
his
so
name.
I
Yeah,
thought I'd
yeah,
mention this map because it had a significant usage during Living Greyhawk
absolutely.
and by a lot of other places, so to speak. So, and then there's another one that was made.
One's in
Hang on a
color,
second.
one's in black and white. I see. Grail
Yeah.
color map,
Yeah.
and it's the same author, isn't it?
Yeah. This is the that was actually
I got
done
it.
by Devon Rue.
Oh, this was
She
Devin. Oh, yeah,
Yeah, she
yeah.
would done it for the where we had Legends and Lore early on, so to speak. And she did this map, and it's much higher resolution in original. I just took it from you can still buy prints of it, and on the Devon Rue site. So and I think it's a gorgeous map. It's very artistic. It's a fantastic rendering of Greyhawk. So it deserves an honorable mention here as a map.
And I think Shane commissioned this. 'Cause look, his
Yes,
logo's on the
exactly.
top.
Yeah, Shane commissioned it, and I think he has the original. If my
Yeah,
understanding is that he still has the original.
it's a she on this one. Devin is
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
she did
So
yeah, she still does map making for Critical Role.
oh
Everyone.
yeah, she
Yeah,
does really cool maps and stuff. So yep. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And she did, and I think this is a wonderful artistic rendering of Greyhawk. So it's definitely worthy mention here in and stuff. So and I love the little castle towers on the side and stuff. So it's really cool.
Give
And
me a
this one was done in 2015 or something like that, 15, 16 or
this one.
something. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, something like
They
that.
weren't streaming
17.
then. It has. I think seven. I was streaming in 18. I think it was 17 or 18.
Yeah, something like
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It
Yep.
started.
Yep.
I'm searching for something here, real quick.
That was just before you started, because that's
Yeah.
when
My,
Mike and me started Legends and Lore. That's
yeah.
when they did.
I started streaming in May of 2018.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh my gosh, I can't even remember my own names of my fundraisers. Oh my god. So let me see if I can find it. Um, I'm looking for a Greyhawk map that was done by someone. So
Exactly, Eric Onensen.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't have
Mm-hmm.
them in my
Yeah,
folder,
and
but yeah,
and the thing is,
yep,
I haven't seen, the reason I didn't include it is it's simply
complete.
because I haven't seen a complete one. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. And this was more like the complete Flannies maps collection. So, but when it comes to Greyhawk cartography, yeah, Eric Annensen deserves a huge honorable mention, because his maps are fantastic, and he's still working on them. I think
I
they're
got it.
still new coming out. Yeah, that's awesome. So, yeah.
Okay, I
Because
do.
they're
One
regional
second.
he did regional maps that are bit by bit, so to speak. So like I started to do. Yeah.
I'll show this one as an honorable mention because
Yeah,
the
he has
person.
a site somewhere. So yeah. Oh, perfect. Yeah, we have a
Awesome.
cannon fire.
This next
And
one is only the greater Greyhawk area, but this person spent a lot of time doing this and gave it away for a fundraiser. So I'm going to
yeah.
show. And that's the
Mm-hmm.
Cave Geek art map.
Oh yes, that's another good one. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Kafir
It's
did
not a
this.
Flannies map, but it's deserves an honorable
Yeah,
mention. So yeah.
and he put
Mm-hmm.
all the he put the locations down in shields, which is really cool.
Yeah.
I
Mm-hmm.
snuck in one of my own.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but
That's so cool.
yeah,
Yep.
and this is in holding right now. That Phantom
Mm-hmm.
NJ Rob has
Yep.
this, has the real full copy of this. So it's on
Yep.
once on skin.
I've seen the full copy at least.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
really nice. So
and also Eric Onensen requires a mention from my part and a thanks, because I used a lot of his work as the basis for my work. So that is yeah.
it is. I don't have Mike Saxton's either. That's another one I probably should have, because
Mm-hmm.
Mike did one just recently too.
Yeah.
It's very crisp too.
Many there are
Absolutely, Richard
lots
Gamer.
of maps that should be in here, but I took the
Yeah,
ones that
yeah, that's
I
another one too.
knew
I
of, so
agree,
to speak.
Gary.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just seeing if I missed any here.
Yeah.
Because I went through. I usually collect them and I go into my map subfolder, and then Greyhawk, and I don't think I missed any. Let me just check here. Because there's so many, but maps. I can't even find my subfolder. There it is, maps, and then go to Greyhawk. I got Diamond Lake. A lot of them are city maps. Oh, who did this one? Oh, who did this?
Which one? You need to change the there we go. Yeah, let's see here.
Languages of the Flannis. Huh.
I'm not sure who done this. I don't think I've ever seen this one.
Wow. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. I don't know where I got that one from. It's just in my folder there, but showing
Mhm.
where different languages
Oh
are
yeah,
spoken.
there's yeah. Mm-hmm.
You send a link
And
to it
Cannon
on
Fire has a whole
Discord.
bunch of cool stuff. So
All right, I'm
yeah.
gonna risk crashing the stream here.
Mm-hmm.
All
Uh-oh.
right, give me a sec, because I got to bring up here. All right, I got it. This is Retro Gamer Mefs right here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's a good one too. Yep. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this is crisp too.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
For your campaign, it's nice, and you can read it too, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
It's got all the main locations on there that are on the
Yep.
Darlene map.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's got a nice crisp look to it. And it's in a slightly different color style, so it makes it unique. I like how the swamp's purple, which is cool. A little bit of a purplish tint to
Mm-hmm.
it. So it really a good job, Mike, on this one. Chorus Mountains. Did you use the Darlene? Is that the Darlene script, or is that another script? That's a different script slightly, isn't it? I I don't know.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think it's
they're
another
just
one. Yeah, I
together.
think
Yeah.
it's another one. Yeah.
Haircast. September. It is
Oh, it is
Darlene.
the Oh,
Okay, cool.
awesome.
That's cool.
Great.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
That's
Yep.
definitely Mike. You can put that in chat if people want to download it. Go ahead, man. You can put
Yep.
the link in
Yep.
chat.
Thank
Absolutely.
you, Retro Gamer
Yeah,
Math.
yeah.
That's
Please
awesome.
put it in
Yep.
chat. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely fine. Alrighty. Cool. Yep. Free download there, everyone.
Yep.
All right. I got 2 Darlene's up, unfortunately. I think. Hold on. Okay. All right. So then,
Is it time to dig into the
I
new
think
stuff?
so. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it is.
Because there might be some discussion on this one because it's interesting. It might be controversial,
I got a higher res one.
and it's interesting and it's a good map. So this is the new. We don't get the full resolution. This might only be a preview. So
Yeah, this one's like 8. This one's like 8 megs. So this one's not bad. I can really zoom
no,
in on
it's
this
not
one.
exactly. It's not bad. You can read the fine print reasonably well, so to speak. So it's a kind of So it's Mike Schley, and it will be part of printed as a poster in the new Dungeon Master's Guide 2024 edition coming out. What is it, November this year, I think. And it's made by Mike Schley.
It's going to be on the 14th, Sunday night, the 14th at 7 o'clock p.m.
So now we can do some speculation and prepare for questions and ideas and what we need to ask him about and stuff.
Right.
So
there you go. All right, there's Mike.
And he's been, it's so kind of him to come on and discuss it with us. So and he done some wonderful posts. I even got cited or like he credited me, which was amazing. That made my month.
All right, so there's gonna. Can we just whether there's any contact between the WotC Schley and Anna? And the answer is that's no.
There was no contact. No. I was vaguely aware of the effort. I have to say that. I can't say how, but I was vaguely aware of the effort. I knew something was up, but I can't tell how I knew that because that will be breaking someone's NDA, and probably my NDA too. So I didn't know in detail or anything like that, but I knew something was up. But the thing is, look at the coastlines of this. But there was no communication. I didn't talk to Mike. He didn't talk to me. I didn't send them any information because I didn't have to. Look at for instance, look at the Pomarche, the peninsula, the Pomarche Peninsula, and look at that and compare that to my map. And then zoom in on my map.
Oh, okay. So
and then open my map in Easy Zoom or something, and your copy of
here. I have it here. Just gotta get
it. And then go in there and look at
your contours.
Yes, he did. He didn't. He has all the rights in the world to do it. It's not about stealing.
Right. You're right.
But he used them. Yeah, and I hereby give. If it's needed, I give all the permission in the world, so to speak, to do it. So look at that. It's an exact. Every little island is in.
Wow, even this quadruple island right here.
No, that didn't make it. But the go on the left. There's a double little island there.
Give me 1 second. I don't want to crash everything.
On the left there is a double island there. And that one is there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's the small resolution. There.
Exactly. I
see this tip point there in that other bay.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So he used my coastlines almost down to the T. So it's there. So it's
wow.
Yeah, it's you and these are things that are just artifacts of my Bryce algorithm. So it's because I was kind of frustrated that it didn't match Darlene Map's coastlines first. And then I was like, I'm doing way higher detail. I need more coastlines. And from then on, I wasn't I need to take some artistic license and add stuff in. And the cool thing is that my changes and additions are now part of the 2024 version of Greyhawk. So I'm like, yes, this is so cool. When I saw that, I was like, yes, this is awesome. So yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Did he?
So I'm very pleased.
Wow. Okay. Well, I guess we can discuss that.
Well, what he said on the post on Facebook and on Twitter was that he pored over my maps for hours, and he was very pleased with it. He said that
Well, that's good to know.
he based he didn't use the word based. He simply said that I'm standing on the shoulders of giants, and he referred to Darlene and me. So I was like, yes, that made my month or my year or my career in some
Oh,
sense. So
uh,
that was awesome. So yeah.
Absalom, I don't want to brag, but this is technically not the general Animap I always show. This is my version of the
Oh
Animap
yeah, exactly. But the
because it has all
terrain
my
is the same.
it changed
So
the
yeah,
but it has
so
all
we
my
can use the
locations on
yeah.
it.
Yep. Yeah.
With
So
hers too, with Anna's too.
if you see cool stuff on here that is not on the official
Yeah,
map, because but I plan to include more of this stuff on the public map because it's been on so much on your channel and been presented
thanks.
so often. So
Yeah,
we need to they become Altamira, and then there's some other stuff we need
Melcott
to
and some all and all
exactly.
the other stuff.
We need to put that in the
I
official
think you
version.
added Blue Bay too,
Oh
if
yeah,
you
Blue Bay
recall.
is added. There's several
Blue
places
Bay,
that I added, and
yeah,
there are more that needs to be added. So yeah.
awesome, very cool. I did not know that. All right, let's get back to his map
Or
here.
Absum Duck, is that a question? If
Yeah, well, Anna
yeah,
has a Patreon that's she does
yeah, it's kind of I do maps. I do occasional commissions. I'm
Patrick.
working right. Yeah, I'm working right now on a map for Alex Kammer for Game Hall. That is going to be used for a project that I don't know much about yet, but I don't know if it's been announced, so I can't tell anything. But I'm working on an update on a map I did 7, 8 years ago. So I'm working on an update. I did Midgard, and I've done probably about 20 or so commissions over the years. But if to do I'm not going to do a map that looks like the current Flanese map because that's using 20-year-old Bryce stuff, and that's terrible. So I'm not going. I'm going to do better maps when I do redo stuff. And I have some news on the shoutouts later that's coming.
Awesome.
So yeah.
All right, so why don't we dig
So
into this and see if we
now we
notice
need to
anything?
start seeing what the changes and the layout. So
I
first of
honestly have
all,
waited till this point to really look at this.
yeah, yeah. So first of all, acknowledge I can't complain because this map matches my map of Greyhawk almost down to the T. So that means that I can't complain on the geography because
I
the
got it
geography
now.
is it's my geography. So to a large
I
degree. So
noticed he's very careful. He didn't put like the Elven Kingdoms in here, right?
Exactly. That
He
is very
didn't.
little. Yeah. So let's dig in. That was just an overview of the geography.
Right,
We can skip that. Let's go into the political stuff, meaning
right,
the
sure.
countries and all of that stuff, and see that we have. It's interesting. It seems to be that they do a reboot of the setting because the Great
That's
Kingdom is back. The
576.
Exactly, or somewhere, yeah, 570. We have Prelacy of Ulmor, we have Horn Society,
10.
the Great Kingdom is back,
Horn
and all of
Society is the
that.
big one. You know
Yeah.
that's the big one.
hmm
So you know,
So exactly, but and we have yeah, so we have so this seems to be a reboot of some sort back to 576 or the Folio the 83 box set time period.
well,
So
they warned us because they said
mhm,
that anything
yeah,
that's nothing's canon anymore, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's not Casey. It's not a reboot, right? This
No, but
they
yeah, but
can run old adventures again and convert. You know, that's the
yeah,
thing.
but the
Yeah,
thing is, we also have to remember what the purpose of republishing Greyhawk is, that
yeah,
it's supposed to be presented as a base for people to homebrew from.
yep.
And with that perspective,
It's
it's not an
cleanest.
official relaunch of the setting, as
It's
far
not.
as I understand it. It's simply they use Greyhawk as an example from how to homebrew, which I think is brilliant because that's what we all are doing. What I'm doing, Jay doing, I bet almost everybody who watched this show, you run your own version of Greyhawk. Now they're going to put in the Dungeon Master's Guide ideas and examples and how to do that for new players, which I think is brilliant. I think that's exactly what we want. And then if they have to kind of go back to the basics in order to do that, I'm fine with that, so to speak. It's another thing if they're going to run a new Living Greyhawk campaign or put a new big box saying this is Greyhawk and then screw it up. Then I might be nah. But for this purpose,
All
I'm
right.
okay with it. But
Here's
now
a
we get to more of the details. Yeah.
question for me.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm being stupid here, as I'm going to refer back to your map for this.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I'm going to go right here. All right. I'm
Yeah.
going to go right here. We're going to go back and we're going to go here. What the heck is Frog Home?
Yeah, Frog Home is I'm not really sure what that is either. Yeah,
there's no.
It's one of these, and it listed as one of these big things. So there's probably a module coming out, an adventure coming out, a D&D adventure coming out called Frog Home that needed a home in place.
Wouldn't you put Vecna stuff in here if you're so Vecna high?
Yeah, but Vecna is already done, and Vecna is
cool,
generic D&D, so they probably don't want to taint Vecna, which is kind of an irony because Greyhawk is where Vecna came from.
Yeah,
so he's now escaped. Yeah,
so
that's where the Froggemoth lives. That's a good one. Yeah,
it could be.
Yeah,
don't know. Don't know.
Yeah, at Canadian Asian Gaming, Patrick, that's a good point. This is for newbie players first and foremost. New DMs who wants to have a setting they can play around with. And I love that idea. That's fantastic. And my hope is that a lot of us can embrace the idea that we will have a bunch of new DMs who are going to start playing around and make homebrew Greyhawk content.
Can we put this? Let's go off on a soapbox here, Anna, for a second.
Yeah.
To everyone here, there are those of us that are really going at there's trying to start a war. I'm not starting any war. If you notice, every single one of my streams has the big words Greyhawk in bold letters at the start of it for the most part, right? I'm trying to embrace that this is the place you want to go to learn about Greyhawk for all the new people that are going to get interested. And I think we should all do the same thing.
Yeah.
This is an opportunity for us.
And I was going to say, I treat this like all other content. I cherry pick from this into my campaign like I would do with content that come from Earth Journal, Visions, Alan's awesome blog, from Mike Bridges, Greyhawkery, and whatever. If someone writes something cool, Greyhawk, I will take the idea cool from that, and I will do the same thing with this. And I will not take all of it. And I can also understand that this is something that should be safe for everybody in the world. It's not something for my game table or your game. Right. This is something that is supposed to be culturally safe for whatever reason, so to speak. It's the hot dog that needs to be halal and safe for people with allergies and the whole thing, so to speak. It needs to be safe from everything and bland and so on. And because it's going to be published in millions for everybody.
So think about this. Someone buys this Greyhawk thing and they start looking on the internet and they start looking on Twitch. They find my stream or they find someone else's stream. They find Cannon Fire. They find what they've find
already started finding
Greyhawk. And then they go, "Holy sh!" I'm gonna swear. Holy shit! These people know a lot. I'm really interested and excited.
Exactly. So I think this could be a good starting point for a new DM to get into, and also get into making their own homebrew, which is the point with this chapter in DMG is to homebrew from something, and then to use Greyhawk to homebrew from. I don't think we can ask for much more than that, but there are still things in here that I probably not done this way, but we'll see. Yeah, but so let's start digging into the juicy bits on this map. We have there's some countries that have changed names. So let's start in the north.
And also talk about Black Arn, right?
Exactly. I was going to say we start up in the north where we have Blackmore, and now Blackmore is Arn. And I've heard a lot of speculation, and I think that's probably right, that Blackmore has to go for probably IP reasons. They didn't want to mess with Blackmore because Blackmore is a Dave Arneson thing. There might be some intellectual property reasons or something. So that might be why they renamed it Arn. It's still it's kind of it's in the homage to Dave Arneson, which I think is kind of cool.
Up here either.
Exactly. So everything that had to do with Blackmore had to go, but Done to the Dune is still there, and that is probably something that was added by Gary in TSR property, so to speak. That was probably not from the original Blackmore Dave Arneson's campaign. That's my guess. That's why we have it. And we have ruins for the old Blackmore.
Yeah. Well, there were ruins on the Darlene map even.
Oh yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
so yeah, so it's there. So that's one of the changes. And then we have the nomads in the Northwest that have the name Shakik and Wegwir, which I like. I really do. I like that they use their native names, so to speak,
right,
that are already in the stories.
Those come from the original folio, don't they?
Exactly. They were in the 83 box set at least.
And maybe in the 80, but it's at least 83. Yeah.
Oh, exactly. At least 83. The Wegwir and Shakik. So I don't think anyone can complain because they're in the original Greyhawk. Yeah. It's just that they skip the wolf and tiger nomads. Yeah. So, but I like this that they rename them that they would call what they call themselves, so to speak. So instead of having a cartographer in Rossi's sitting naming them, this is what they will call themselves, which I think I have no problem with it.
I'll give you a real life example. Do you know how freaking confused I was as a kid between Bull Run and Manassas? I mean, it's the same thing. I didn't realize they were the same battle. Right, First Manassas and Bull Run. I was like, "What the heck?" You know,
and on my map, I hedged my bets, so I used both of them. On my map, that you have both Shakik and Begwir, so and the nomad name. So I put double names there, just to kind of could be friends d'entre deux. That's really cool. Yeah.
I think it's just Arneson. Arn
that's Arn. And you have the coat of Arn, and there's some other references that might be possible, but I think it's that's okay. And then we have in the West we have the
caliphates.
Exactly, the caliphate. They have become the sultanate, and my guess is that caliphate is sensitive ISIS. Because it's it's the Islamic highest form of government, or so to speak. When they have when you aspire to rule all of the Islamic world, you start a caliphate, and that is a very charged term, so to speak, and have been for hundreds of years. And there's been, back in history, you had the Ottomans claiming that title, you had the people in Cairo that were claiming it and so on, and then ISIS claimed it and stuff. So, or Daesh, depending on which part of the world you're from.
I don't know what Pasha like.
So I can totally understand that they wanted to get rid of any of these connotations and made Ekbir a sultanate. Yeah, and Panem became the place of, and I have no problem with that, so to speak. I might still use the old names in my campaign, but I can totally understand why they did that on this map. And they haven't screwed it up completely in that sense. So that's.
Yeah. My suggestion is use whatever you want.
Yeah. Yeah, and Pashalik, it's interesting because Gary invented cool titles too. So this goes in his honor, so to speak. You invent weird titles that sound cool and pompous, but aren't real titles. And that's something I think anyone should do for their campaign. You should invent cool titles, because that's how probably a lot of titles got invented in the first place in the real world, so to speak, back in history. So, yeah.
All right, note this. There is no Sassarine on this map.
Yeah, exactly. That is probably because that was published during the Paizo era. So that might be some, I don't know. They was under license from Wizard of the Coast, but I don't know. Yeah, it might be. Yeah, it might be. Yes. Yeah, I noticed that too.
Because it didn't exist in 576. Not good enough, just because it wasn't on an earlier map.
Exactly. But on the other hand, if Sassarine was so big that it must have existed in 576 in setting, so to speak. But it's interesting that things that were part of the Paizo Hawk, so to speak, seems to have
it's not too small here. It's not too small for this.
Sassarine is bigger than several of the other cities.
No, it's bigger than a lot of the stuff. It's bigger than Saltmarsh.
Yeah, exactly.
And Long Spear and Krillar, So,
but that's one thing that is also a Greyhawk tradition. Things aren't on the map because they're big. They're on the map
because they're
because there's an
noteworthy.
adventure, so to
Mhm.
speak. So it basically, but there are some other stuff, like Waybury, for instance, doesn't have an
Waybury's
adventure
always
as
been
well.
on the map for some bizarre reason.
Exactly, but it's never been significant. I don't
Yeah.
think there's any adventure ever set in Waybury.
By the way,
And
did you notice this,
uh,
Anna? They moved Castle Greyhawk.
yes, they did.
Castle
And
Greyhawk got
and
moved.
and this is kind of cool too. And now come a cool coincidence. I don't think there's anything
Uh-oh.
to this, but
Yeah.
it's a fun coincidence.
Okay.
When I did my new maps, my GIS maps, and I released them like the first previews like a year ago, I used a very, very low resolution map when I set my grids. And I posted that I put my zero meridian through Greyhawk. And it happened so to happen that I used so low resolution. I was slightly sloppy because I was just testing it out. And my zero meridian goes exactly where the castle of Greyhawk is on this map.
So
And yeah, so it's I have to ask Mike Schley if that, but
you
I
screwed
think
Mike
this is
Shelley on purpose.
exactly. But what I think is that it's pure
Ah,
coincidence, but it is a funny coincidence.
that is
So
hysterical.
yeah, so it might be my mistake that have
Yeah.
made this happen, so to speak,
The
or
experience over
something
here.
that put it.
But
But
it's
on the
off
other
by
hand,
10 to 15 miles.
yeah,
So,
it's off a little bit. So,
yeah,
but now
that's
I have to,
funny.
and I actually wrote, I haven't published it yet, but I wrote up a retcon my own mistake, and
Oh, that's
saying that
great.
the astronomers from the yeah that needed to go out and establish where they want the meridian needed to go far away from the city and the city lights
Yeah, that's
so
funny
they
you
could
said.
see
That's
the
funny.
stars and the
That's
moons,
funny, BB.
and that's why the meridian ended up where it did
Oh, that's
outside.
good.
Yeah, and the same thing because you have the original Meridian stone or monument outside Rossi's. It's also built like 15, 20 miles away from the city, probably for the same reason. You built it outside. So that is so yeah. So I don't think
They're
there's
in,
more than a coincidence, but it is kind of funny that the that it ended up that way. That the zero meridian on my map goes exactly where the Castle Greyhawk is on this map. So it's kind of one of these awesome, funny coincidences. So now
yeah,
I'm
I
going to
noticed that.
keep
And I'm
the
like,
meridian
ooh.
there. Yeah, so I'm going to keep my meridian where it is now and retcon that in, and then we'll see where. And now we have with the Castle Greyhawk. Now we have a problem with Castle Greyhawk. Castle Greyhawk has two locations. Gary put it originally on the east side of Greyhawk.
Oh, the river.
Yeah, of the river, east of the river. That's from the earliest
Right.
sources in the
Greyhawk
description.
Ruins is on the left. Yeah,
Yeah,
north.
exactly. And then we have Greyhawk Ruins and others. They had it on this side of it, and
Yeah.
I put it according to Greyhawk Ruins. And then Mike Schleip moved it a little bit further northwest or west, at least a little bit further west on this map. And then I screwed up my meridian and put my meridian where
That's
Mike
so
Schley put
funny.
his castle.
Oh,
So this is, if anyone in 50 years time will start speculate why this happened,
right.
hopefully they can watch this show and realize
So,
that
so
there are
that's your Death
cock-ups.
Star secret destruction code.
Yeah,
Basically, that's
exactly.
what you
So
throw
so
in
so
there.
it's kind
Thanks,
of funny.
Doc.
Yeah, probably a coincidence, but I need to ask Mike Schley that because it's kind of funny, because I didn't know his map when I screwed up the I did that about 2 years ago. I screwed up the
Yeah,
meridian, and
immediately I noticed it was wrong.
yeah,
So
yeah. So it's kind of funny. So yeah.
Ghost Towers on there because you
Yeah,
got
and yeah, and but talking about it, there are the earlier during Greyhawk or Grey Kingdom times. Then the prime meridian was through Ross's, 32 degrees east, and there is a memorial on that, and I put that on my map. That is a Great Meridian site north of Rossi's, and that's the spot where the meridian went. But then maps that were published after the later on, then Greyhawk became the new cartography home, so to speak, for cartography in Flannies. So I put the meridian in zero meridian through my Greenwich equivalent, so to speak, through Greyhawk and not Rossi's. But that was just me having fun with my cartography, so to speak.
I'm looking to
So
see.
yeah.
All right, we see. All right, so we don't see any of the giant locations on here. We
Yeah.
do see Ghost Tower. We do see White Plume Mountain. I'm just looking
Yeah,
for
there's
certain adventures.
yeah, there's Tomb of Horrors is there.
Yeah, I saw Tomb of Horrors here.
Yeah.
Tomb of Horrors is here. Hamlet's not here. The temple is, and it's usually the other way around.
Yeah. Yeah, so the
Usually
temple is
Hamlet's
in.
on here,
Yeah,
not the
but
temple.
Homeless is not that interesting apparently as an adventure, so they want cooler stuff, so to speak. So yeah.
Don't anyone say it, because you all saw me go off in the Greyhawk discussion thing, and I got more likes than anyone else in those comments. So
Yeah.
about the vampire crap.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. But we have one political name we need to dissect
please.
because we people, and that's in the East, North Province has become Erdiak. And at first, when I saw the name, I was like, oh God, what awful name is that? But when I start seeing it now, it ties in Erdi. It's Erdiak.
Well, yeah, it's Erdi, but what's Erdiak?
So for some reason they didn't want North Province or North Kingdom, so they made a new name.
Old name.
Yeah.
We'll
Get to that. Kingdom of Shore. We get to that. But yeah, but this one is interesting because I don't know where they got it from. So yeah.
Patrick, it's true, but once again,
oh yes,
this is where thousands of people are going to go first.
Oh
they
yeah,
buy this, and then it's our draw in. So I agree.
So and I will use my map and so on. But
also, South Province is Alyssa.
Exactly, it's Alyssa, which I like.
Well, yeah,
I like that they use the term. And another interesting thing, they moved the city of Prim a little bit, and that's another interesting coincidence. I planned to move the city to this spot too. I never published it or anything, so I know. No, I think he's doing it for the same reason as me, because that is a better location for the city.
It makes sense.
Yeah, so that's one concession I'm definitely going to make. I'm going to move my Primp on my map to that location because it makes more sense. Still there. Yeah, so Almor is still around on this one. So yeah, So that's one of the things I'm going to adopt from this map right away. I'm going to move Primp to that location and redo the stuff. So yeah, so that's one thing I will do right away. But Ardiak, yeah, I want to hear the story. So that's something we need to ask Mike Schley and see if he might be under NDA, not talk about it yet, so to speak. So it might not be able to tell us why. He might not even know. He might just got a list of names, put these on the map, and that's it. Meaning I've been there and done maps, and I have no clue what the names mean or anything, because they might not even been written when I did the map. So but it's one of these names I'm interested. First I thought like, oh, it's awful, and now I don't think it's awful, but it's interesting because Erdiak shows at least someone understands what it is in some ways. But yeah.
So Eagles Horn, Lost Caverns, a show camp for Anna. So Dennis, is it the same as Anna's, or is it slightly different?
The interesting thing is that the place.
On here.
Hang on a second.
That's awfully close to Highport.
Now I need to look at my campaign map and see if he copied, if the location
close.
is.
I think
it's very close. I think he took the location, the location from my map, the placement on my map, because it's not placed on any other map. It's placed on the Pisahawk. Sorry, it's placed on the Pisahawk, so he took it from there. Yeah.
So all right, so here, Shar is another term for. It was always another term for.
Yeah. So the Empire of Shar is used not extensive, but if you read the Scarlet Brotherhood and the book, then you find it. So I like it. I like that they use Shar on this map. I really do, because Scarlet Brotherhood is the organization that runs
It's not the country.
Exactly, not the country. So I definitely, no I will adopt this change too, I think, on my map, because I like it. Yep.
So they have Restonford on the map, see? They have Lower Tomer and Restonford.
Yep.
They should have moved it back there. It's too bad that he didn't do it.
Yeah. But on the other hand, he might not have been aware of this old sketch map, so to speak. So, but he might have been. It would have been good to take the time to give Len the kind of. But on the other hand, Len Len had it on the little island there. So
Hey,
yeah.
look, the island is not covered in fog like in the frickin',
No. But the cool
the
thing
elves
is
aren't
that,
going there anymore. Screw
yeah,
that. So
yeah.
that's a good
But
thing.
but it's cool. If you look at the Lendor Isles, it's my coastlines of the Lendor Isle because I was the one that added the other
Right.
islands, and that's another story. Len, when he looked at it first, and said, "Oh, there shouldn't be that many islands on," and
Right.
then he changed his mind. Was like, well, he kind of looked good. He grew on him because the first time he told me, "No, it's only one island," but
Okay, there's
then
an
I said,
opening here.
there should be small islands around to make it more interesting. And then he was like, yeah, okay. So then we added so those
Bigger
islands.
opening here.
Yeah.
There's a bigger opening here. There's no notice. There's a lot larger of an opening because yours is like got a transition.
Oh yeah, but that's
See,
typical my style. There's
yeah, yeah.
transitions
See,
everywhere.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
But when you have to simplify it, you have to
yep.
kind of draw the line somewhere, so to speak. So that's why you get the my map has a lot more nuances than the
Yeah,
other maps have.
absolutely.
And that's what so they you simply have to decide where the plains start, where the
Right.
hills start or end, so to speak. And the same thing with forests. So I must say I really love the Mike Schle's cartography style. I really do. It's gorgeous. It's very descriptive, kind of cool, stylish, fantasy-esque. And also I like the subdued hexes. I like that there are
Yeah, you can.
hexes there
Yeah, it's
because
good. It's
it's
good.
it's a Greyhawk map. It should come with hexes for those who want it. I prefer non-hexed, but I can understand that a Greyhawk map published by Wizards now has to have
Yeah.
hexes. It's kind of the tradition.
So yeah, Gary, I agree. You got to get on top of them to read some of them because they're color
Yeah.
coded. This is
Oh,
look,
yeah.
it's yellow. I mean, it's green.
Yeah. Yeah.
The
And
mountain
now
ones
we
are
get to the
brown.
labels,
Yeah,
and the labels I think are the worst, are
disappointing
the
part.
bad
Yeah.
part of this. And to me, my guess is that Mike Schley didn't do the big labels. That was someone else who labeled it afterwards. Or maybe he got instructions they needed to look a certain way. Because when you take the city symbols, settlements, and the style, they work
See it, Dennis.
perfectly. They blend in. Hello. Yeah. Or bye. Yeah. And then you have
Uh,
the big ones like the lake, the labels for oceans and lakes and stuff. They are big, blobby. They don't look good at all, in my opinion.
they're the
And
same. It's the same. One hex is 30 miles from the original Darlene map. It's the same.
okay. Yep.
The hexes are the same.
Yep.
Yep. So
One hex is 30 miles. So yeah,
yeah,
so
it's the same.
it's really, really cool. Yep.
Let's see if we notice anything else weird. Ship.
Yep.
If anyone else notices anything, let me know. There's not a Dragon magazine to put out here. Yeah. We can't have everything. I may have to. I think I'm getting this print off of Mike Schley
Yeah.
himself, and
But
not
we have a North Kingdom.
right.
And we have Erdiak in where the North Kingdom or North Province used to be.
Right.
But now we have North Kingdom of the Schnai and North Kingdom of the Kruski and North Kingdom of the Frusti. So the barbarians became the North Kingdom. And the North Kingdom therefore needed another name, and the North Province were probably not cool enough, so Erdiak became the new North Kingdom,
Yeah.
which it's kind of interesting that's the case. So I can understand that they didn't want to use the term barbarians for places for the same reason similar reasons for political sensitivities, like they didn't want to have a caliphate, they didn't want to have barbarians on
Where
the
the
map or no
Gloriols?
map.
Gloriols were renamed.
Yeah, but they could have called them Frusti, Schnai, and Kruski, and that would be it, so to speak. I wonder why, but
Redundant.
North was probably because they wanted to emphasize that they are Northerners or North or icy or cold or something. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
The Gloriols are renamed to redundant. They're
No,
gone.
it's the Gloriols are Hestmark peaks instead of the Gloriols,
Right.
which is kind of sad that they get rid of, because if you have the Hestmark Highlands. And to me, it's weird that the Gloriols became the Hestmark peaks. That's sad. In my opinion, that's a big no-no. Don't remove names that are kind of cool. And
Wonder
it's
why.
yeah, me too. And to me, it's sad. You don't if you have two good names of hills or highlands, and then you don't remove one and make it the same name as the other one, or
It's just
very similar.
strange.
Yeah. So it's that. Oh, yeah. So to me, that's something to sigh over. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's
Yeah.
what it is.
I'm
Yeah,
more irritated over that than the other stuff, so to speak. So yeah. That might be
that's
easily.
exactly what it is.
Sam, you're onto something.
Yeah,
That's probably it. Yep. I never didn't realize that. So yeah.
yeah, that's exactly
Yep.
what it is.
Yep. Okay. Now you understand why. Thank you, Sam. Now I
Yeah,
understand why. So okay. Yep.
it should. Yeah, because
Yep.
we're all children at heart there, so we kind
Yeah.
of get a little chuckle from it.
Yep.
So I'm just
So
I'm looking to
yep.
see, and I don't,
They
besides.
can. Oh, sorry. Go
There
on.
aren't many new towns besides this freaking Frog Home. I don't see many other new
No, I
ones.
don't think so. It's all the
Yeah,
ones that we recognize, so to speak, and they kept them. And the Valley of the Mage is still there, so that's
yep,
good.
yep.
That's something I wish they could do a new adventure that would be better than the older one.
Well, I mean, you could have a 5-year-old run the adventure and it'd be better, right, Anna?
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly. I was going to say that's such a low bar that they should
yeah.
be able to climb over that one. So yeah.
Trask.
Yeah. So yeah, so overall, and I really like the map, and overall, it's cartography wise, I think it's definitely a good one. It's not only a good, it's a great one. It's a fantastic one. I love the style. They kind of look like it's made with crayons or artistic, so to speak, but still with detail.
Yeah, it's
The
not.
Sea Baron has become the Sea Baronies, which
Yeah,
yeah, no biggie. Yeah.
yeah, no biggie.
And the interesting is Serpent Isle is not marked on this map, which is interesting because one of their biggest products have the Serpent Isle set in Greyhawk. They should have put a label on Serpent Isle because it's in the latest Vecna adventure.
Oh, gee, that's funny.
Yeah, so meaning they don't refer in their own big products onto
Oh,
their
Patrick,
own.
thank you.
Yeah, they don't
Ugh.
refer to them, which is to me weird that they don't do that because it's officially set on that island in their own products and they still don't mention it. And that seems to be quite common with Wizard of the Coast. One branch of the company doesn't seem to know what another branch are doing.
Real weird, you know.
Yeah,
But like,
exactly, Gary. It doesn't seem to exist. Yeah.
So if I had just started streaming and I knew all the stuff that was going on at that time, and I knew, I would be very negative at this. But I'm indifferent now because
Yeah,
it doesn't affect me
exactly.
at all.
This map is not for us.
No.
And I don't think anyone who watches is not for us. This is for new DMs who never been to Greyhawk, new to D&D and stuff, for them to have a setting to play around with. That is safe and
So
and for everybody, so to speak, regardless of sensitivity.
I know I'm gonna take hits on this, especially from Casey. If I'm gonna do a time frame, I'm gonna start at 576 again. If I were to restart my campaign, I'm not starting it at the wars. I'm starting it I'm going back to Emerald Meadows again. I'm going back to 569.
Oh yeah. I think that's a good idea too. Yeah, because then you have all the material to
right, and I
inspire
think
from, so to speak.
They set it back to that, and it doesn't reset all the history and everything. Yeah, exactly, Casey. It doesn't undo anything because at all. Because it's just like, and Ed talks about this. He talks about what time frame you're playing in Forgotten Realms. It's the same thing. There's going to be different time frames everyone else is playing in. Like, I ain't undoing 44 years of my campaign to restart. Oh, there's a new map. I got to start over. No, it's not. That's not the case.
Yeah. Then you can just use all the stuff and cherry pick from and take it whatever direction you want. So yeah.
Yeah. Look, there's stuff going on, so we'll see. Let's hope. We're hoping that something continues forward. We'll worry about that in a couple very shortly. Yeah, no big.
More Castle is marked here, so maybe we get a reboot of that one. You never know.
Oh, that would drive someone nuts.
I know. So
But they might just do it out of spite now.
Exactly. I was just going to say that now they might do it. It might be put up to get more urgency. Yep.
Golden Ages source book. So, Casey, you know I'm doing historical now as a little tidbit finally, but I'm not going that far back. But I may down the road do some Vecna era adventuring too. We'll see. I may do the same thing. But yeah, I saw Ed over the weekend. He said you probably won't see anything for a good 6 years on Greyhawk. That's good. I like that. I like to hear that. So. Oh, you didn't know? Yeah, we're going back in time in 3 weekends. 3 adventures back in time. I'll explain in the shout outs and we're going. So, anyone have any other questions or commentary about this?
Yeah, please, more ideas. This
Yeah,
was kind of go over the
there's some
first.
things that we all don't agree with, but that's
Oh yeah.
okay. It's not, yeah,
And I think
exactly.
in many ways it's in so many ways it's a beautiful map. The labeling so and so, but the map itself I think is gorgeous. It's fantastic.
Rex Fellas, the answer to that is God. All right. Only if we can control part of it. How's that for an answer? Not them on their
No,
own.
we haven't seen they haven't shown the new city map. But there is a city map made by Schley. So
Yeah.
that was in the expeditions, Greyhawk expeditions to Castle Greyhawk.
Gary, you can do that too. Gary, I'm in 623. So like
I'm in 599.
Yeah, so we're you know, it's just
we're all over the place. Yeah.
But it's exactly, Rob. You know, it's long live the Blackmore. Blackmore is still around, and the Blackmore is going to be coming out with more stuff, so it's good. And I got the Blackmore hardback book.
Yeah.
Daniel Boggs gave me. So yeah.
And I can understand why Wizard Coast didn't want to tangle themselves up with it, and that way they renamed it. So yeah.
It's not a bad. This is not. It could be way worse. I think Mike Schley did a good job.
Oh yeah, he
really
did a good job. And that and the renaming is not his fault. So he was given orders on that one. So yeah. And even the Hestmark Highlands, I understand why the Glorioles had to go. Thank you for Sam for telling me that.
Yeah. That's probably what. Yeah.
And we have the hunting lands. We have the rovers of the Barons.
But that's what they called their lands. The rovers did. I think that's what they called them.
Exactly. I think that too. So yeah. So the hunting lands. So that makes sense too. So yeah.
Yeah. Gary, I'm
and
sorry,
the Howling Hills are still here, so I'm good.
That is your favorite. Yeah,
the Howling Hills are still the Howling Hills, so I can't complain too much then. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not, and you all know I'm not a WotC apologist at all.
Yeah, and the burning cliffs became the barren wastes, which is not terrible. So, but it's interesting because the Barrens were but it might cause some confusion. Because the Barrens was the place north of the Fellery Forest that is called the hunting lands here. They were the Barrens in even the I used the evil, and so it's kind of a little bit confusing there. So yeah.
Gary, one villain as a Dragonborn as a joke, it does not. I know you're busting my balls. Does not constitute introducing them as a playable race in my campaign. Okay, and that's never happening. And Sam, I thought there were dozens of tribes outside the Arapahi. I thought they were not all Arapathi. I thought there were other tribes up there. So, yeah, the players get sent to. You know, let's all be welcoming to new people, which we're going to get.
Yep.
And that is the point. So I'm going to push hard for Virtual Greyhawk Con, which the sign-ups start on the 30th, guys, in 4 days. You can sign up and you can put adventures in, submissions in 4 days. And I've been so busy with all other stuff. I'm away on vacation. So note that is coming very, very quickly. And that we need to do the right things for that. Get that thing rolling. So where are my GreyhawkCon folders? Holy, oh, there they are. So 2023. 3. Let me bring this up real quick. Yep. So yeah. Okay. Yep. October 4th, 5th, and 6th. And it's also below. If you go right down, you can click on. If you go down on the scroller down low, you can click on that, and it'll take you right to the TTE site on the banner. And it's it's not up yet for registration. $5, but it's coming very shortly. So I will open that up Sunday. All right. So yep, and we'll get that rolling there. So we're gonna push it. I'm running Sasserine right now for 5 you come up with something to run for this. Yeah, cool. That's awesome. All right, so guess we're gonna have a lot of shout outs tonight, I think, Anna.
Yeah.
So we might as well. We got and please note, Mike Schlei's coming on Gavin in 2.5 weeks on the 14th, the day after the 24-hour stream. So like I said,
Yep.
the timing there is funny. Yep, kind of good thing to come out. Third party. Laura Khan, let's wait and see. That's all I can say. Let's wait and see. That is still to be determined.
Yeah.
All right, Anna, what is going on in your world here?
Lots of it. First, I have to say that the interest in Greyhawk is already kind of showing off and showing up, because I passed 700 patrons.
Yep.
So I have 720 or 22 or something like that, I think, when I last checked a few hours ago. Yep. And so just
that's
wow.
Great.
Thank you so much, everyone
Awesome.
who are helping me out, keeping mapping and doing heraldry and stuff. So I will write up a little special posts very soon and list some of the projects I'm working on, and some of them can be listed. Some of my top patrons are already seeing I'm starting to put the first bits of the new generation of Greyhawk map, so to speak.
Oh, cool.
In earnest. I hope, yeah, I think I got everything. I've done a bunch of tests, and since the tiling didn't work, I had to do it another way, Plan B. So I called the project Plan B, and so far it looks good. So there's still a few hurdles that I might have to pass through. So doing it. I'm also going to start rework on a new website, because the website I have doesn't work the way I want to. So I'm going to look into Notion, because Notion now has a web publishing platform built in, and I have used Notion to put stuff in there. So I'm going to test it out and see if it works. It seems very promising for what I want to do. So I will start building to take my old Notion setup and to extend it a little bit and start running a little parallel site too. So I will keep my domain name. I will just refer to a subdomain for my mapping and stuff. So that's something I'm going to start working on as well, because my website doesn't do the job it's supposed to. I want it to do, and it's way too clunky to change things. So I want something that works a lot easier, so I can put things in there quickly, and I can cross post, and I can do lots of have way more control over it. So that therefore, and so people can find stuff. Because even for me, you get lost once it's put there and it's a few months away and no one can find it. So things need to be indexed and you can find stuff, and you should be able to hold lots of stuff too. So we'll see, but it might not work. So we'll see, but at least the stuff is underway to start looking into it. So Notion is one solution I'm going to look into. But if anyone has another better idea for something that works, that I can very quickly do, that I'm very open for new ideas and input on that. And then there's some heraldry coming out soon. I've done some. One is when I read the backstories. It was actually the Arn Blackmore thing that inspired me. Was that when I read this story about the Castle Crusade Society, and Dave Arneson got the Northern Marches. And then I simply realized that what if, because Great Kingdom, that was one of their outposts, so to speak, where their tentacles reached that far to Blackmore. what if they would have called Blackmore the Northern Reach Marches if they got hold of it? So I made fictitious heraldry that if you poke around in Relmord or Rossi's or Rel Devon or some city, you might find some old shields that were never used. It never became public, but it never came to be. But the shields were created, so to speak. So that was one of them. And I have a bunch of others. I have Gerol Enkdal. I've created heraldry for that, and some other places that needed heraldry that didn't have it. So I have a few more that I want to do. The Ivid's Fiend Knights. I found when I
Oh
read
yeah.
Evid the Undying, there's description for the heraldry of the Fiend Knights. They are coming, and I think they look cool.
Oh,
So
that's
that is
awesome.
coming too. So there's a bunch of stuff. So yeah, cities of Greyhawk. Yes, they are coming. I want to be able to. I want to concentrate on the big picture first. I want to be able to do the big maps. I'm trying to figure out the right workflow to do it effectively, so I can basically redo the whole Flannies. And I'm working together with the project I'm doing for Alex Kammer. I'm testing out workflows here, and so far it looks promising. I'm not in home yet, but it looks promising. And also Gaia new tools are coming, so it's very much in flux, but the pieces are starting to fall in place, and so hopefully it can be done way faster than I thought. So it's coming. And you don't have a stream on Friday, right?
Friday.
Oh, good. Yep,
No.
good. Then I'll do a stream on Friday as usual. So yeah.
Yeah. No.
Mm-hmm.
No. No. We'll talk about. So the only
Mm-hmm.
thing that's not finalized is the topic for Gavin Sunday.
Yeah.
But so this is what we got. So I'll be kind to myself.
Uh-oh.
The premise for tomorrow night is silly and stupid, but fun. Okay, so and I know a lot of you will get a chuckle. It's called summonings. I got nuclear meat because 3 of my 4 guys. You think that they tell me? I get back
Okay,
from
go on
vacation. They're
vacation.
like, "Oh, we're all gone." So only Build a Master Crafters here. Everyone's away on vacation. So I got
Yeah.
Heather Hex coming back playing the Cobra. Coco Bunny and Korg with Bill. It's gonna be. Um, all right. Oh yeah, we can do the Earthland show. Let's. I've got anything going next week. Guy, let's do it. If you guys can coordinate it,
Oh,
let's do it next. Well,
yeah.
it's July 3rd,
Mm-hmm.
the day before July 4th. You guys all right with that? So yeah, that would work. So if you and Sam want to come on for that next week, we can do that. We can definitely set that. Yeah, Heather's back. It's a night game, Rob, so she can play. Right. So yes, the Cobra. She's hopefully. But a little tidbit. It's gonna be the older people may get it, so we'll see. It's really, but it's gonna be hysterical. So 5 characters counting the NPC, and it's a printing goes ever on giveaway. Who won the last one? Dale, did you win it? It's a $50 gift certificate to their site. So, and then because it's an all-star game, and plus a lot of people don't have 3D printers, the other giveaway will be another set of Pink Titan dice. All right, so that'll be tomorrow night. Adventure 1051 Summonings. So that'll be fun, and we'll get to see Coco again Saturday morning, which is the next thing. Hopefully, I hit the right button here.
Yeah.
Yep, Saturday morning, the ever mysterious Tim returns, DMing.
Cool. Yep.
His
Oh,
City State of the
Invincible.
Invincible Overlord game.
Mm-hmm.
I am playing Dervilion, my 13th level Cavalier to 8 Human Flesh, the last adventure as a negotiation with these crazy cultists. Coco is playing her priest. Patrick is playing Helvorn the Ranger. And the first appearance live stream of a legendary character, a pixie named Pocket Stinkle. That's all I'll say. There's a pixie character coming that's been around for 20 years that will be played by the person who plays it. It'll be a surprise. Pocket Stinkle, Stinkel. There, Sparky. Hey, you'll get to meet this person. I think it's the first time they'll be on an actual live stream. So there. If it's that long ago, you can put 2 and 2 together, maybe. So that's Tim's game on Saturday morning, 9 a.m. Okay, probably be a troller game giveaway. We'll see. Either that or classics. All right, now I'm gonna talk about this again. If you weren't on at the beginning, partners on Twitch have a new Discord, and on that Discord, you're allowed to submit for being on the front page of Twitch. You know, when you go on the front screen, you have all those highlighted people at the top. Normally, have 1,000 viewers, so they are allowing partners to highlight a request for a certain purpose. So the Hateful Wars adventure, first one starts at 9 o'clock, but I'm going to start it earlier with a little discussion, maybe as early as 6 o'clock p.m. We'll see. I submitted this. I was thinking to myself, what are the odds of it happening? And I got this back. Congratulations, you have been selected for the promotion on Fridays, July 12th. We're going to be on the front page of Twitch for this. Thanks, Marky. Isn't that awesome?
Wow. Yeah.
And that game is the death of... yes, thank you very much. Woohoo! That's the big one. That's the Death of Prince Tressaren adventure with Ed Greenwood and Myriad and Bird and Coco and Bones and Darling and Tim. I can't think... It's going to be awesome. So that the first adventure starts at 9 p.m., Friday night and goes deep, hopefully like 2 o'clock in the morning. We finish EST, and then I'm up the whole night with Tim till we start the next adventure at 9 a.m. We'll be doing stuff. Hopefully, you know, so just know it's a 24-hour stream, but we're going to be highlighted on the front page. So I am excited about this. It's a lot of work. I'm working on the characters. I'm working on portraits for all of them. Ed's playing a bard, everyone. He's playing a bard, an old school first edition bard. Yep. So, I think Roran is his name. So, everyone's playing an ancestor of an existing character, which is neat. So, more Ed, absolutely more Ed. So, Ed is jumping in on this. All right, so that's the big thing. And then Virtual Greyhawk Con, I'm going to do a post on that Friday for the signups because Friday's an off day for me. You can't have enough Ed. So, I will get to and I'll figure out what's Gavin on Sunday. Yes, there'll be 2 first edition bards in the 3 adventures. Curtis has one as well. He has an ancestor of Fritz Winchester. That third group, I'm going to be so punch drunk. That third group is such derelicts, the whole group, or super hardcore, stringent MFers. It's going to be awesome. So that's good to hear, Bane, that he was there. Yeah. Awesome. Rob, please think outside the box, everyone. Do cool stuff for Virtual Greyhawk Con. Do all sorts of neat things. I'm going to get my events in. Remember, I'm going to be doing the Lost City of the Soul that William Henry Dvorak is putting together this year. I don't know if we're going to do the Joust this year, but I'm going to do at least one session of Lost City of the Soul, maybe 2. I'll live stream at least one of them. So, the Coldwell cousins. Really disturbing when you think about it. All right. If you do have these 2 or one of these 2, just let me know and we'll give you something else. But the winner tonight's going to get both these because they get a lot of Greyhawk maps on the map show here. Right?
Good ones. Yeah.
And there'll be a lot of other things to discuss. Keep an open mind for all this stuff that's going on. One last thing. I'm going to say this. I know we talk about a lot of stuff on Cannon Fire and all. Let's stay out of the rigmarole that's going on with all this stuff going on at Gen Con. Please stay out of it. We can't win. So let's just stay away from it. All right? Yeah, that's my suggestion. Busy few upcoming weeks. And thank you. All right, here we go.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right, let's see who wins. And oh, by the way, Coco, Bunny, and Tim are playing in all 3 games for the 24-hour stream, which is crazy, but I really appreciate it. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. All right. Yeah, please. There's no winning there, and it's getting worse and worse day by day, and let's just stay out of it. All right, here we go. Closing out the giveaway. Let's see who wins tonight. And remember, 2 giveaways tomorrow. Caesar, I know you have these. Yeah, tomorrow will be fun. It'll be stupid, silly, and fun. And difficult. I think Caesar has these both. So I'll get with Caesar and let him decide. He may want these still. and if not, I'll give him something. I got these piles are literally taking over my room. I got 2.5 piles now, Patrick, and thank you. I just got some other things from you. I got a hard copy. Are you good with those, Caesar? Or do you want to talk to me, right? I think you have them already. All right, so see you tomorrow night, 7:30. I'll probably start the stream a little early because I imagine Coco and Heather and Korg will log in a little early. All right, well, I'll get with you, Caesar. Just reach out to me on Discord and we'll talk about what measures you'd like. And I'm gonna raid into 5% chance. You know why? Because someone gifted me a sub while we were live to their channel. I wasn't even following them. I don't know how that happens, but so I'll just raid into them. We're raiding them with like 70 people, make them happy. I think we got 10 people watching right now. Oh yeah, that's it, Coco. I'll have the Zoom up at 7 o'clock, maybe even earlier. So, please, everyone, reach out to me if you have ideas for Virtual Crowd Con. Let's just go balls to the wall for Virtual Crowd Con this year. Okay, invite as many people as you can. It's a perfect time because Greyhawk is getting more and more out there. Let's promote the con to as many people as you can. It's a community event. All right, we'll see you all tomorrow night, 7:30. Am I getting the wrong button? Probably.
Yep. Bye, everyone.
Anna, thanks. Great show. Great
Oh,
topic,
thank you.
great show.
This was, thank you, everyone, for coming in here.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes. You got it, Patrick. And I'll see you Saturday playing Tim. You know he's going to try and kill us all. So, it's Tim.
Goats are great. Goat. That's awesome nickname. That's so cool. Yeah.
Yes, thank you all. Definitely I owe you a VIP badge I see here. Okay, let me raid in.
Leech goats. Ooh, that's a new one. Yeah. That's awesome, Gary.
I don't know what they're doing here, but who cares? So let's just have fun and go in and just say hello.
5% chance.
Yeah. Like I said, I got a gift sub from them while we're live streaming.
Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 165 going in. We'll see you tomorrow night.